Meteorologist Craig Allen says it has and will continue to make travel tough.
We are looking at the potential for some very hazardous conditions, including power failures, large areas of power loss, and severe travel conditions that will extend right on into Monday morning and Monday afternoon.
FlightAware is reporting 1,700 delays and 1,500 cancellations so far today. There are 16 cancellations at Pittsburgh International, mostly flights heading to Washington, Baltimore, and New York. Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have filed 2 lawsuits over President Biden's decision to block the sale of the American steel maker. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
In the suits, the companies are alleging wrongful interference with the proposed acquisition. The first lawsuit filed with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia contends the constitutional guarantee of due process was violated and alleges unlawful political influence. The suit asks the court to set aside the review by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. along with President Biden's blocking order. The second lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania targets Cleveland Cliffs, the company's CEO, and the president of the United Steelworkers Union for what the 2 steelmakers contend was illegal and coordinated actions aimed at preventing the transaction. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
The Mon Incline is out of service due to a door issue today. PRT says it is working on repairs ASAP, and incline shuttle vans are running now between the upper station and Station Square. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 245 points at 42,977. The S&P is up 61.5 points now. The NASDAQ is up 295. KDKA Sports, the stage is set for the NFL Wildcard Weekend. Steelers will play the Ravens Saturday night at Baltimore. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, the home improvement pros with 44 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. It's 23, light snow falling. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
$3.2 million for a power plant worker with mesothelioma. $3 million for the family of a steel worker who died from asbestos-related lung cancer. Another $3.8 million for the family of a steel worker with mesothelioma. These are just a few case results that Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky, and White have been able to get for their clients. They can do the same for you. If you're suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma, contact GPW for a free consultation at 1-800-COMPLEX or gpwlaw.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. We have crews remaining on the scene of an accident on southbound or inbound McKnight Road near Nelson Run Road. Throughout the district, traffic is slow, but it is moving mostly well on area roads in spite of the winter weather. Just a note from PennDOT that due to the winter storm, they've just announced additional restrictions for the speed limit down to 45 miles per hour now on Interstate 376 in Lawrence and Mercer counties and on the US 422 bypass in Lawrence County. So that in place on I-376 between the Pennsylvania Turnpike in Lawrence County and Interstate 80 in Mercer. So just keep that in mind as you're traveling in those areas. And with AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory remains in effect until 7 this evening. The rest of today, cloudy with intermittent light snow. Additional accumulation of an inch or less, the high 28. Untreated surfaces will remain quite slippery. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking. Early bird special, $49.99. Seminars Wednesday, January 8th, Hilton Garden in Pittsburgh, Cranberry. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking 8 p.m. Or Thursday, January 9th, Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Weight loss 5:30. Stop smoking 8 p.m.
It's the Big K, Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest three stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up? I'm back. At the end of the day, if I can't make a difference, then I won't be here. At the end of the day, if we can't raise hell together to make a difference, then why are we here? And for months now, we've been raising hell about what I believe is a screw job against anyone out there that makes steel in this region and works for U.S. Steel. Middle-class men and women, dedicated and committed to family, community, and U.S. Steel. And every single one of those men and women, and every single mayor in this region says that there's no way this Nippon deal should go away. No way. That there's no way Joe Biden should have bagged this deal. There's no way. That there's no way they can let this happen. And they're convinced if this does happen and this falls through, their jobs will be gone and their communities will die. And it scares the hell out of me. For every single hard-working man and woman out there that works for U.S. Steel and all the union folks that support this Nippon deal, which, by the way, is stellar, we're with you. We will not stop the fight. To that end, breaking news about 30 minutes ago, reported first by the Wall Street Journal, 2 lawsuits filed by Nippon to prevent this thing from blowing up. U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel filed a pair of lawsuits accusing Biden, I love this, the president of the Steelworkers Union and the chief executive of a rival company, of conspiring to scuttle this $14 billion tie-up. Friday, as you know, Biden rejected Nippon Steel's purchase of the U.S. Steel, citing national security concerns, which to me is a load of crap. Excuse the vulgarity. It's my pleasure to have someone very important to these conversations, a man who has done nothing but the right thing. Every single time he comes to this region, he has one thing in mind: making U.S. Steel better and saving your damn jobs. Mr. Mori, good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, very fine.
These are tough times. You're very stressful, sir, right?
Well, not so.
No?
You know, I flew back here to convey my message that Nippon Steel are not going anywhere, and we will never give up and never stop fighting for our shared future. That's my purpose to come here today.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal for you to be here, for you to be in studio. It's that important to you, isn't it, sir?
Yes, very important. I cannot appreciate enough for the people here, the listeners, and the supporting this deal. You know, I or Nippon Steel alone could not have come this far. We cannot be here today without their support. And I was so impressed with their strengths and the determination of the people of the West Pennsylvania. That's an asset of the U.S. Steel. And that's a key factor for the future in the long term of U.S. Steel.
So let's talk, and I know it's litigation. It's tough for you to get into the minutiae of litigation, but why file these lawsuits this morning, and why file them against different companies?
Okay.
And different people?
Yes. The one thing, first of all, that I would like to get wrongs right. That's the first purpose of this litigation. And also, everybody wants to know the facts. So and everybody deserve that. I want to know the facts also. So what happened this last year or the year? So this litigation may show what is the facts and what's occurring this 1 year period. And the reason we made a litigation file for the administration, from the beginning, this transaction is in a storm of politics, and this for the city's process, this doesn't allow by the law. So I would like to clarify that's what's happening in the past year, and also there is a clear interference by the competitors and the leadership of USW. So I would like to clarify this also. That's the two reasons we made it two files.
I got to read, this is amazing to me, some of the things that have been said about Nippon Steel by David McCall, the U.S. Steel president. Some of them are flat-out lies, inaccuracies, misrepresentations. What I can't understand, sir, is why they think that the membership here supports you. Why do they support you in this deal? If that's the case, and I know that to be the case, why would their leader, their union leader, not support them, sir? Why?
Well, based on my understanding, that this transaction is bringing fresh investment and the technologies. So it's created jobs. And that's why, the many rank and file people love this deal. And the leadership of USW always said there are some concerns about the future in the long term, in terms of job security. But it's not. Yeah, I've just said we are creating the new jobs. But why they cannot show the favor for this deal? That's the issue. And also, if they really think there is a concern, then they have to show the viable alternatives for this deal and for this sustainable future. But they cannot do that, fail to do that. Why? Because their ultimate objective is not really the job security. There is another political or economic goals for them to opposing this deal.
What's your message to the thousands of people in this region that work for U.S. Steel this morning? What's your message to them, sir?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here and not going anywhere, and I'm going to fight and never give up. So let's create a brighter future together here in the West Pennsylvania. That's my message.
You have no interest in shutting down these mills here.
No.
In fact, you want to enhance them, do you not, sir?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm investing a lot of money here, and also they bring in the fresh, the innovative technology. This is the only way to make these region competitive, and competitive against the China steel mills. And we are in a very difficult years as a steel maker. However, if you bring fresh investment and the technology, you can overcome this.
I want to read this statement by Dave McCall, and this has kind of been what he's been saying all along. Nippon's plans threaten the long-term security of our facilities. During all of our meetings with Nippon, including those in the past few weeks, we brought our pressing concerns to the table, namely Nippon's stated intention to ultimately transfer production from our facilities to Big River, reducing blast furnace capacity, capability, and endangering national security. In return, we have received nothing but empty, worthless promises. How do you respond, sir?
Well, he knows that's not true. We talk each other many times, and I told him it's not true. And what we want to do is creating new jobs, and this is a transaction for growth. That means it's creating, increase the revenue, increase the jobs. That's why we are here to do this. So that's the core part. That's he opposing this deal, but cannot explain the why he opposing this deal.
I am flabbergasted by this because I read through the minutiae of the very detailed proposals you have made. for these employees and to move this plant and move this company forward. Everything you're saying, billions in investment, moving headquarters here, creating new technology, creating jobs, making steel, everything is in fine print, sir. Mm-hmm. Fine print.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, how could he, with a straight face, come out and say none of this is true, that you've never promised any of that when it's on paper, sir? It's got to be so frustrating for you.
Yes, very frustrated. And if he said so, he has to bring some alternatives for this, clear-cut proposal from us. But he never do that.
Well, his proposal, and you know this, and this is what's disheartening for me, is to make this deal work for Cleveland Cliffs, period, because he has a relationship, long-standing. Here's what troubles me. Number one, Cleveland Cliffs doesn't have your money, do they, sir?
No.
No. They can't finance this deal, can they, sir?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we are the only company that can achieve our commitments. The Cleveland Cliffs cannot, based on their balance sheet. They cannot do that.
They can't do it.
Yeah, right.
And if they do it, and if they somehow pulled it off, this is also a fact. It will create a monopoly in America of this one company making one kind of steel, right?
Yeah, right. So this also the law don't allow that to do.
So why would this is the question that no one in this room can answer. Why the hell would the President of the United States support this deal, sir? I cannot. Help me with this, sir. You're a very intelligent man.
Well, I don't have an answer for that also, but we are trying to clarify through this litigation.
This is why you're suing. You want to know the damn truth,
yes,
right?
Yes.
All right, I gotta get to this national security issue. The Wall Street Journal brilliantly points out this morning in a piece that this concern about national security is laughable, and that right now the United States government has agreed to sell surface-to-air missiles to Japan. Right?
Right.
Deadly weapons of the highest tech value on Earth. So, that being said, sir, how or why would anyone believe that any of this is a threat to national security, sir?
No, there is no national security issue from the beginning. So I'm so surprised about this outcome. So I have to make this litigation to clarify everything.
Yeah, my father worked in Japan for quite a bit. In fact, he worked for Westinghouse, and they brought him over there in the 70s to learn about the assembly lines and how you did the factories with robots. It was amazing. In other words, my father and his men took technology and information from Japan and used it to modernize American factories, not the other way around, where Japan would be accused of stealing from us. This has to be very frustrating for a man like you who does nothing but work hard and does everything at the highest level of honor and integrity, sir, right?
Right. Japan is the number one ally to United States, and also the number one country that's making the direct investment into this country. So, the world is watching how this deal is going. So, I think we are in a very important moment at this moment.
Takahiro Mori, the vice chairman of Nippon Steel, have you ever had a direct meeting with Joe Biden on this issue, sir?
No.
No?
No.
And have you asked?
Well, I always wanted to meet with him and directly talk with him or the core staff of him, but that's never happened.
Never?
Never.
That's frustrating too, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
How long could this go? The folks out there wondering about their damn jobs. How long could this play out, sir, before something happens, one way or another?
Well, I don't know. This depends on how the litigation is going. So nobody has the answer at this moment. But I'd like to clarify this as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. If you don't do this deal, and Cleveland Cliffs doesn't have the money, which they don't, sir, what happens to these employees in these mills here, sir? Be honest.
Well, not a great future.
They close down.
I can say that, but
right?
Probably right.
Right? Your plan is to move the headquarters here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your plan is to invest well over $2 billion here, right?
Right.
And every single time Dave McCall reads that, he says he doesn't see it on paper. Why? I can't figure this, sir.
Yeah, this is a mysterious thing for me too. Yeah, because we provide in the paper by the characteristics. So I don't know why they say in that way.
I haven't heard one union member, not one, from any of these mills who didn't want your deal. Why would a man who represents them, and this is a rhetorical question, obviously, abandon his membership? Why wouldn't a guy who's supposed to be their leader not listen to his members? Why, sir? I can't wrap my arms around it.
Yeah, that cannot happen.
You will protect the pensions, will you not, sir?
Yes.
You will guarantee jobs, will you not, sir?
Yeah, of course, yes.
You will guarantee investment. It's, by the way, I have this contract, this agreement, very specific and very detailed.
Yes, it's legally binding.
It's legally binding. Yet somehow they don't want this to happen. What's surprising to a lot of people this morning is that you didn't just walk away.
Mm-hmm. No.
Why? Why?
Well, I believe that this transaction is inevitable, and this is a must for this region, and I would like to make this happen. So that's why I'm not going anywhere.
Mr. Moore, I find it actually intriguing at this time in history where you know that Pittsburgh and this region was a gigantic steel producer. We're not anymore. We're just not. We're not the pie anymore. We're barely a piece of the pie. So what you're doing is giving us the last hope to save this industry here. Would that be fair of me to say, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And you're investing billions of dollars at a time where the steel business isn't doing that well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why would you take that risk, sir?
Well, I'm in this industry for 40 years, more than 40 years. And I know all the ups and downs of this industry. And I know the way to make the better days to happen. It's investment and bringing or sharpen your technologies. And I would like to bring these tools in this area. That's what I want to do.
I'm getting texts. This is why I love you, and I love what you're doing. I'm getting texts from local mayors that you're meeting with today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting texts from television reporters that you're doing interviews with today. Yeah. What I love about what you're doing now is you're in the ring, the gloves are off, you're going to go to battle because you believe in this, do you not, sir?
Yes.
And what do you tell these small-town mayors, sir? Mm-hmm. Like JoJo from Washington, PA, who says he's meeting with you later today. What do you tell them? What's your message, sir?
Well, the message is the same, that I'm not going anywhere. Nippon Steel stay here and never give up. That's my message. And also I would like to listen to what they are saying. And always I came here, I listening to all the voices of the people. And that's so helpful for me.
Have you spoken to the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
What was that conversation, sir?
Well, I cannot get into the detail with the specific person, but I think he is also helping us to start the conversation with the leadership of the union. That helps me.
Behind the scenes, I'm told he's working very hard.
Yeah, right.
Is that fair?
Yeah, fair.
So he hasn't abandoned you, has he?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't given up on this, has he?
No.
No, he hasn't. But some Republicans in the state have because Trump doesn't support it. Do you think you can change President Trump's mind as he's in office here in late January?
Well, as to the Trump,
yes,
this deal is, inviting the fresh investment from the outside this country.
Yep.
And create new jobs. This is very much in line with his policy.
Boom. This is what Donald Trump preaches.
Right.
Make it here.
Yeah.
Build it here.
Yeah.
Invest here.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
I respect and admire the hell out of what you're doing. And we're in it for the long haul, man. Whatever you guys need, anything you guys need, we're in, because I believe in this. And because I believe in the men and women that rely on this to make their mortgage payments, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
For giving me the opportunity to say my words.
We love the opportunity. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thank you, Marty. We do have an accident for you. A couple of them actually on the roster right now. Sawmill Run Boulevard, Route 51 at Englert Street. Heads up for that as you try to maybe make your way out of the South Hills toward the Liberty Tunnels. Accident on Greensburg Road at Old Leechburg Road in Plumboro. Elsewhere around the commute, things are rolling pretty well. No major backups or delays as you head inbound on the parkways toward town. That includes both the parkways east and west. Parkway North is rolling along fine. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First and Main, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? The Pittsburgh offices of Tri-State Neuropathy Centers are pleased to tell you that is not true. With over 11 years of experience and 9 offices throughout the region, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers are the experts in treating neuropathy. Their team of chiropractic physicians have successfully treated over 13,000 patients by utilizing the most powerful technology available.
I had burning all night long. I wish I would have come to you a lot sooner. I would have dodged all these problems. I could not believe just after a few weeks the difference. In 3 months, it's this good. I can only imagine how good it's going to get.
Get back to doing the things you love and call Tri-State Neuropathy Center's Pittsburgh offices today for a free consultation. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000 or go to marydancedin.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
It's 2025, and it's time to get your home zero-resified by calling your cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off all services for this month when you call 412-701-1188 or book online anytime at ZeroResPGH.com.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
23 scattered light snow showers at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A winter storm system bringing heavy snowfall south of Pittsburgh. There's a winter storm warning in effect for Greene, Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties until 7 p.m. A winter weather advisory is in effect for Allegheny and Indiana counties. In Greene and Fayette counties, 6 to 9 inches of snow is likely. Southern Allegheny, Washington, and Westmoreland counties should expect 3 to 6 and 1 to 3 inches possible north of the city. AccuWeather's Bill Dager says it's also going to stay very cold.
We're trying to find that temperature near freeze.
To slow down.
It does take our drivers 2 hours to complete their rides.
and an hour to reload with salt. So we encourage drivers to leave extra time and give our drivers the next time to operate their vehicles. Hopefully 6 car lengths.
Shanley says the county has 28 trucks out on the roadways with no reported issue.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 236 points at 42,968. The NASDAQ now up 343 points, and the S&P is up 65. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Add the perfect touch of elegance to your bathroom. Listen, I'm friends with Nick and Larry, owners of Boulevard Glass and Metal. These are the same guys installing those large, half-inch thick glass panels in storefronts at malls and businesses all around town. They also specialize in custom glass shower enclosures. These guys, they know glass. Whether it's a sleek, modern design or a timeless classic, they'll craft the shower enclosure to fit your unique style, space, and personality. Call Boulevard Glass and Metal at 412-621-1799.
I'm here for PJ Fitzpatrick. I've got to tell you, don't go with just any guy to replace your roof. Choose PJ Fitzpatrick. Why choose the B team when you could get the A team from PJ Fitzpatrick? Trust PJ Fitzpatrick to get your roof done right with a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. PJ Fitzpatrick has thousands of 5-star reviews and over 40 years of experience. Plus, they can install most roofs in one day. Visit trustpj.com today to set up a free design consultation and take advantage of the fall promotions.
When you buy appliances, they break. It's just the truth. Check this out. Voss TV and Appliance, they have their own crews, their own folks, techs that fix this stuff, and they're magnificent. Here's the other thing about Voss. Our dishwasher broke. They got a new dishwasher in our house within a week and a half. In this marketplace, in crazy weather, during crazy times. Voss TV and Appliance, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Start the new year off with great savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $2.99 a pound. Premium ripe bananas, 39 cents a pound. And selected varieties of Quaker instant oatmeal, 7.4 to 15-ounce boxes, 2 for $4. Additional savings in our meat department. Bone-in fresh split chicken breast, $2.59 a pound. And farm-raised fresh salmon fillets are $9.99 a pound. In the produce department, large heads of California iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each. And Ruby Frost or Snapdragon apples, 2-pound bags, 2 for $6. In the deli department, plain or garlic Eckrich bologna, $2.99 a pound. In our bakery, fresh baked Italian rolls, 6-count packages, $5 each. And this week, selected varieties of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cups, 10-count packages, $4.99 each.
Hey, so what are you waiting for? Get into Coons Market and start the new year off with great savings. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, what's up, Marty, is we have an accident now for you on 28 southbound. This is between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 exit, that Etna bypass, as we call it, elevated portion of the roadway there. Accident is causing slowdowns for you as you come. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory until 7 this evening. Intermittent light snow the rest of today with additional accumulations of an inch or less. Untreated surfaces will remain very slippery, the high 28. Breezy and cold tonight with a couple of snow showers, low 19. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What are your plans this winter? Snowy walk in the park? Curl up by the fire with a nice book? Get stuck in the hospital with COVID-19? If that last one isn't in your plans, and surely it's not, then consider getting an updated vaccine. Because if you're 65 or older, you're 14 times more likely to be hospitalized with COVID-19 than someone under 50. So get your updated vaccine and make the most of this winter. Risk less. Do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
How would you like to have great beginnings for the new year? Lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, lower sugar, more mobility, greater self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, fitting comfortably into clothes. This is Dr. Bridget Schufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. All of this is totally possible when excess weight is gone. Now is the time to make your hopes and dreams come true. Put doubts, fears of failure, and excuses in the past. Call Dr. Schufo at 1-800-900-THIN.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Lots of fallout from the weekend. We'll talk today, 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK. Got that big football game on Saturday night. You got still the fallout from all the steel stuff and a little bit of weather. So there's so much to get into. 2 to 6 today right here, KDK.
I went to the Steeler game Saturday night. I love the atmosphere. I love the folks at the stadium. I love how the Rooneys treat people. It's hard to watch them. Maybe we're spoiled. Maybe we're not. I don't know. But fans are funny because it was cold as hell, but it was sold out. I respect that, too. They expect a winner. I get that. It's so I don't know enough about it to be critical of Tomlin. What's ironic about what's happening here, and my man Patrick knows this, and he knows this, 9 games into the season, everyone at every level was saying he was coach of the year. I'm serious about this. We could play this stuff back. Now they want to fire him. I don't know. So many things happen in football, but it's a hell of an atmosphere, man. The fans here are magnificent. Magnificent. I didn't see one drunk, not one fight, not one. Yeah, I did. I saw one guy get arrested outside the stadium, and he was a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and he was hammered in starting fights. But the Pittsburgh cops handled it extremely well. That being said, bunch of snow this morning, and I had to grab my man, one of my favorite people, Andy Amrine from True Value, who joins us by a video at KDKRadio.com presented by Metropolitan Window Company. My brother, what's up?
Hey, good morning, Marty. Thank you. You made me take a break today.
Yeah. See? And take a break because you're slammed, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy 4 days. A lot of our business is the pre-storm, the hype and people preparing. And, yesterday was just absolutely off the charts with the number of people here and the lines and, getting everybody everything they need. And, I'm going to say we've gone through about 2,000 bags of salt per day for the last 4 days.
All right, but I want to get down to something important because you gave me great advice. We had one of those clunky old gas-powered snowblowers. It sucked. It broke twice a year for 10 years. It was horrible.
Yep.
They're horrible. They're loud.
Yeah, okay.
They're heavy. You can't maneuver them. Horrible. So Andy says, try one of the battery-operated ones.
Okay.
And which one did you? Which one did we buy from you? I forget the name of it. It was really.
I think you got the GreenWorks one. Isn't it a green color?
Yep.
Yeah. So you got an 80-volt GreenWorks unit.
And I'm telling you,
very nice unit.
I'm telling you, Andy. I used it this morning. We probably had 3 inches of snow, and we have a long driveway, and we have a big sidewalk.
Right.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh, good. Glad you like it. The entire industry for lawnmowers and snow blowers and all your gas equipment, that's really changing a lot. And give it a couple more years, you won't be able to buy the gas equipment anymore, whether good or bad, whether you like it or not. It's what's happening. And the battery equipment, though, is here to stay, and it is phenomenal.
So Patrick is streaming the video I shot this morning while I was using this device. Let me say this about it for all the people out there who are haters. It's junk. There's really only 2 inches of snow. I like the gas one. I don't use one unless I have 6 inches of snow. The battery powered sucks. I'm telling you. First of all, Andy, it's really light. It works really well, and it really holds a charge. All those things are true, are they not, sir?
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's put it this way, Marty. In the last, I'll say 36 to 48 hours, we've had 50 snowblowers dropped off to our shop to get fixed.
Whoa.
Every single one of them
Patrick,
are gasoline.
Yes.
And every single one of them won't start because it has bad gas in the units.
Yep.
We have not had one battery-powered snowblower dropped off.
Wow.
So you take it for what it's worth. Your battery unit, as long as you charged it, will always start. A gasoline-powered unit, even if you take care of it, it might not start.
By the way, I love this guy because he's so spot on. There was a repair place in Bridgeville where we used to take that thing twice a year, and there's this cute little guy who had hundreds of them parked outside. It was actually kind of a joke.
Yep.
And my man died. And I said, yeah, it felt horrible. He was such a cool guy. But my point is that we had to have it fixed twice a year. This thing, and look, it holds a charge too, does it not, sir?
It does, absolutely. You're going to do your driveway on one battery, and you have a spare battery. So even if you have a super long one or it's super deep and taking more juice, when the one battery dies, you just change the battery real quick while you're charging the other. And they charge relatively fast. Within an hour, that battery will be recharged, and you need to go inside and warm up during the winter anyhow.
Hey, man, what's the price range in this kind of stuff? Because I would recommend it to anyone.
The most common ones now are the Toro. They came out after you got your Greenworks one, and the Toro units are $800.
$800,
which is about what the gas ones are anyhow.
That's true.
But you never have to buy gas. You never have to service it. You never have to do anything to it. It's maintenance free, so it's worth it.
Andy Amron, you're my man. Thanks, brother. You're spot on.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, Marty.
It's great information. I had to do that this morning because a lot of folks out there have these crap gas-powered snowblowers, and they're crap. I swear I had mine fixed at least a dozen times. I swore at that thing. I kicked that thing. Not no more. I'm saying I'm a convert. It's nice and quiet. Neighbors love it. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty, we do have an accident for you on southbound Route 28. This is in Sharpsburg Borough between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 Etna exit and the Etna bypass. Do watch out for slowdowns as you travel there. Final stages of clearing an earlier accident on Sawmill Run Boulevard near the intersection with Englert. Elsewhere around the commute, the further south you go, of course, the roads have been more challenging, as has the weather. But we do have traffic that is moving well on most of the major arteries to and through the Pittsburgh region, and no problems for you on the Pennsylvania Turnpike or I-79 at this point. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
With 2025, it's important to think about the possibilities that the new year brings. Larry Richard for G&G Fitness Equipment. It's new year, new home gym season. Talk to the G&G experts about improving your cardio and strength training. Check out the cardio and home gym bundles at G&G Fitness with great financing options. They have everything you need to build your home gym in 2025. Visit one of G&G Fitness Equipment's 4 Pittsburgh locations or online at ggfitness.com.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad. Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's hear this tiger purr, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 10% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
The election is over and a new pro-business administration's about to begin. At Swish Funding, we're ready to help America's small businesses thrive in 25. Whether it's for cash flow, expansion, or new equipment, Swish Funding has flexible flexible funding options from $25,000 up to $2 million. You could get a decision in minutes and cash in your account in as little as 24 hours with rates as low as 8%. To qualify, be in business at least 1 year with monthly revenue of at least $50,000. Apply today at swishfunding.com. SWISHfunding.com.
Hey guys, it's Jim Costa from Cash the Ticket. If you're planning on betting the NFL playoffs, buckle up. Betting football's hard enough as it is. We're doing the research for you, so listen to Cash the Ticket with Mike Valeni and I. We'll be dropping new episodes for every single playoff game. And that's going to be storylines leading into it, so some good football stuff, but also the betting nuggets you're looking for. Sides, totals, trends, player props, throw those in there too. Pre-game and post-game, we're going to be all over the postseason. Subscribe to Cash the Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you visit urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know, let's try some antibiotics and nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Pittsburgh Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Pittsburgh Sinus Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 724-903-8048. 724-903-8048. That's 724-903-8048.
Hey, it's Marty. I go back 20 years with Phil DiVicente, one of the best lawyers in the country and one of my close friends. And, I mean, they handle unbelievable cases, fraud, criminal cases, big-time product liability and medical malpractice cases, the experts. And Phil gets it right. We have been using him on air for nearly 20 years. GetPhil.com. 800-438-7445.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Julie from Ohio asks, is the S&P 500 a good or a bad investment? The S&P 500 is a broadly diversified fund that tracks the largest 500 companies in the United States. So if your plan is to find a way to get a core position within your overall portfolio, a cheap and passive fund like an S&P 500 index fund is a great option. The other advantage it has is that there's not a lot of turnover, not a lot of trading, buying and selling, so you will not be on the hook for a lot of tax liability. I hope that helps.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
At Progressive, we're making things even easier. We'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I'm not disrespecting weather people. I know it's a hard job. But let me tell you what happens. And I see this firsthand with all my boys that own businesses, especially restaurants. So mom and dad are sitting home on a Sunday night. And we all went through this last night. My kids were hoping that they'd call off school. I was having flashbacks to when I was young. And you see 6 to 9 inches of snow. And immediately, and Patrick knows this too because we've been covering weather for 30 years. As soon as people hear 6 to 9 inches of snow, they shut it down. I ain't leaving. Well, no. They go to Giant Eagle first, and they get a whole bunch of crap. I mean, a ton of crap. And then they hunker down. And I know that it screws over businesses at times. And I wanted to grab my man Mark Sorreo at Oak One Bakery. Good morning, brother.
Hey, Marty.
You showing me some punchki there?
Yeah.
Mark joined us by way of video at KDKRadio.com, presented by Metropolitan Window Company. So, you're showing the punchki because what? This is the first day of Mardi Gras.
Yeah, today's the first day of Mardi Gras. Normally, this is one of our biggest days of the year, but because of the snow rumors, it's not.
By the way, this is so valid. It's interesting you should say this because I was texting with the public works guys. Are you ready? And they put snowplows on yesterday. They held a news conference. They were all geared up. And I'm getting texts from public works guys saying nothing happened. So what happens is this has a big effect. Like right now, we're showing pretty much an empty bakery. On generally this would be one of the busiest days of your year, right?
Correct.
And so as soon as people hear 9 inches of snow, they freak out, don't they?
Yeah, they already decided they weren't coming out yesterday.
They did, right. It aggravates you a little bit, doesn't it, Mark?
Well, it's a little disappointing because we had a big day planned for today. We have Penn Brewery here. They make punchki beer made with our Pittsburgh cream punchkis. And so they're here. Normally, we have a line out the door for this kind of stuff.
Patrick, are you seeing this video?
Yeah,
These are the guys
it's disappointing.
From Penn Brewery right here, Nick and Deanne.
Yeah.
So they're.
And so, normally, on a day like this, and she's showing the beer, normally your place would be packed and people would be lined up but our audience hears 9 inches of snow and they freak out, don't they?
Yeah, and you can see how much snow's out there.
Yeah. It's really, you're laughing, Mark, but it's very frustrating for you, isn't it?
It is, but we had a great holiday season. We're grateful for that. But their punchki beer, we would tell them about.
Yeah, this is our punchki beer. We put the punchkis straight into our kettle and
no, you didn't.
Power to our kettle.
Wow. So Mark, they jammed punchki into a beer bottle. Is that what you're saying?
A beer can.
Yeah, a beer can.
Wow. I got drunk on punchki last night. All right.
That's right. I'm going to take you into the back where they're filling some of the punchki.
Wow. Okay, so the reason why I did this today is because this happens every time we get the forecast wrong. And it is wrong. Because we heard last night, Patrick, 6 to 9 inches. We might have had 2 inches at my house. How about you?
We got about 3 inches, but that's what they were saying for
Your
the
area.
city and north.
Well, but Billy's sending me radar showing me it's going to get real bad this afternoon. I don't know what the right call is, but what do you think they should do, Mark? Downplay it. Don't freak people out.
No, I don't really think it's right to downplay it either. I think people need to be informed to make the right decisions. Safety is the most important thing. My daughters were driving downtown today to work, and I was nervous. And I would rather them be more prepared than less. It's just that once the roads are okay, I wish people would just go out and buy punchkis.
I'm with you, brother. By the way, this is a hell of an idea, and they're making what? Wow. How many are you making today?
So Corey's here filling Pittsburgh cream punchki. Normally today we'd make about 6,000 to 7,000.
Whoa.
And we made 2,000.
Oh, wow. Mark Sorrell, Oakmont Bakery, they're open, folks, and the roads are clear. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Marty. Bye.
It is very frustrating for business owners.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020.
Bakery make them best. Mark Sorrell makes them best. This is Punchki season that goes along with Mardi Gras. And you know how I feel about Oakmont Bakery. The best product, the best service, the best family. Everything at Oakmont Bakery, including right now, Punchki season, is delicious.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
24 scattered light snow showers in the Pittsburgh area. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A winter storm warning is in place for Greene, Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties through 7 p.m. Also, a winter weather advisory is in effect for Allegheny and Indiana counties. Vehicle restrictions, mostly for larger trucks, are in place on the interstates and turnpike. What is the difference between a winter weather advisory or warning? Well, National Weather Service meteorologist Mike Kennedy says it all has to do with the amount of snow predicted.
An advisory, we're looking at 3 inches or greater over a 12-hour period, and then a warning would be 6 inches or greater over a 12-hour period, or 8 inches over a 24-hour period.
On the Big K Morning Show, Kennedy said they also take impacts into consideration when making the determination between an advisory or a warning. Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have filed 2 major lawsuits challenging the blocked acquisition of the Pittsburgh steelmaker. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
The first lawsuit filed in the U.S. Court of Appeals for D.C. Circuit contests President Biden's blocking order, citing constitutional violations and unlawful political influence. The second lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania targets Cleveland-Cliffs, the company's CEO, and the president of the United Steelworkers Union for alleged illegal interference with the transaction. The company maintains that Nippon Steel's $55 per share offer and committed investments of $2.7 billion including $1 billion for Mon Valley Works, represent the best path forward for U.S. Steel. The litigation alleges that President Biden's decision was politically motivated rather than based on national security concerns. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Well, a top Nippon Steel official commented on the lawsuits this morning here on KDKA Radio. United Steelworkers Union President David McCall objected to the proposed sale from the start and never wavered, claiming Nippon Steel would eventually transfer production from Pittsburgh to Arkansas. But Vice Chairman Takahiro Mori contends his company would do the opposite.
This is a transaction for growth. That means it's creating, increase the revenue, increase the jobs. That's why we are here, to do this.
Mori told Marty Griffin McCall is actually behind a Cleveland Cliffs takeover bid.
That's the core part. That's he opposing this deal, but cannot explain why he opposing this deal.
Mori hopes the suits will clear the way for the purchase of U.S. Steel to close as soon as possible. The Mon Incline is back in service after a door issue shut it down earlier this morning. That word just in from PRT. Costco is recalling an old cold and flu medicine, some Kirkland Severe Cold and Flu plus congestion over-the-counter caplets. Both the day and night versions of the drug were accidentally released after being rejected due to possible contamination by foreign material. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 217 points at 42,949. The NASDAQ is up 357 points, and the S&P is up 68. KDKA Sports, the stage is set for NFL Wildcard Weekend. The Steelers will play the Ravens Saturday night at Baltimore. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. Skies are overcast. We have some scattered light snow showers. It's 24 now at Pittsburgh International. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Tim Neff.
Army Corporal Thomas Wallman of Allegheny County was awarded the Silver Star Medal for gallantry in action on the 26th of June, 1951 in Korea. His company was given the mission of securing a hill position heavily defended by enemy troops, approaching automatic weapons fire and hand grenades from enemy bunkers. Corporal Wallman quickly realized that the first of those bunkers had to be knocked out before his company could advance. Without hesitation, he obtained an automatic rifle and ran forward through enemy fire. Though half-blinded and dazed by grenade concussion, Wallman reached the bunker, pointed his weapon into its entrance, firing until the enemy weapons were silenced.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial reflects the valor and heroism that shaped this great country. Consider a tax-deductible donation. Visit soldiersandsailorshall.org for more information.
Recently lost your health insurance and need
exit for Route 8 and the Etna bypass. Everyone is squeezing by, not just in the right lane, but on the right shoulder as well. And at times we have crews who are out in the lanes of travel, walking around as they tend to things there. Please do leave extra time and take your time as you head past that accident scene. And that's just a great rule as well throughout the day here, no matter where you're traveling. With the wintry weather moving through at times, just taking your time and leaving extra travel time will help considerably navigating the area roads. No major delays for you on the parkways east and west, and the I-279, the Parkway North looks great. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Intermittent light snow for the rest of today with additional accumulations of an inch or less. Watch for slippery spots the rest of the day. High 28. Breezy and cold tonight with a couple of snow showers, low 19. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars Lose the Weight, Stop Smoking. Early bird special, $49.99. Seminars Wednesday, January 8th, Hilton Garden Inn, Pittsburgh, Granbury. Weight loss 5:30. Stop smoking 8 p.m. Or Thursday, January 9th, Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh, West and Green Tree. Weight loss 5:30. Stop smoking 8 p.m.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's up? So I know several people are sick as hell from the flu. And I know a lot of people that don't get the flu shot. And I know a lot of people who don't get COVID boosters. I'm not trying to scare you, but you're setting yourself up for a hell of a ride if you get sick. Because it's a crap show. And so, knowing that, and then I see this great piece on CBS over the weekend. Emergency room visits with flu are very high nationwide, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which had me reaching out to the best doctor I know, Chief Medical Officer Don Yealy at UPMC, joins us by way of video at kdkradio.com, presented by Metropolitan Window Company. Doc, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me on today, Marty.
Yeah. You probably heard me say this. I have friends that didn't get a COVID booster and didn't get a flu shot, and they got sick as hell. That's happening, isn't it, sir?
It is happening, and we're beginning to see an uprise in both COVID-19 and flu. COVID never went away, but there's been some fluctuation. It's starting to come back up, and this is the normal time of the year for influenza activity to begin, and it has begun and is going up. This can be deadly, both of them.
Yeah. Extrapolate on that. No one believes that stuff. I pulled numbers as high as 25,000 deaths a year from the flu. I mean, this can be bad stuff, can it, sir?
That's exactly right. 25,000 deaths from the flu would be a very good year.
Whoa.
Some years it's as many as 100,000, either direct or indirect. So what happens is that not only can influenza and COVID-19 can do exactly the same thing, pound for pound, probably even a little worse. It can not only harm you directly, but if you have underlying conditions, particularly heart and lung or neurologic disorders, it can worsen those such that you have a much higher chance of needing hospitalization, needing intensive care, and dying. It's why we strongly recommend immunization for both COVID-19 and influenza. It protects you against a lot of different things, both direct and indirect.
Don Yealy with UPMC, the Chief Medical Officer. So the CDC says these are numbers as high as they've seen since 2019, when they had peak levels around New Year's. Are you seeing a pop in visits to the ER with folks with the flu, sir?
We are seeing many people not only seek care for influenza or influenza-like symptoms in the emergency departments, but also our urgent care, our online capabilities, our telehealth capabilities, and our primary care offices. It is around. You may remember we had a little less flu activity for a few years, given the very high peak of COVID-19 activities, and that people were masking much more often. We're back to a normal pattern, which means this time of year is very severe.
It's amazing to me. So what is it, Doc? People don't value the flu shot? They're anti-vax? What is it, sir?
I think it's a combination of many different things. They often feel like they're getting mixed messages about the value of vaccination. Vaccination is not a panacea to prevent any infection in everyone. It prepares you to fight the battle. It's always much better to have been vaccinated than to be unvaccinated.
Hell yeah. I got them both on the same day. I got sick as hell for one day, but I did it on the weekend expecting it, and I'm glad I did it. But what I'm also seeing is folks say to hell with the COVID vac. I'm not getting a booster for the COVID shot. They just have that old tattered card in their wallet from when we were in the pandemic. That's a mistake too, isn't it, sir?
It is, because you're not allowing yourself to be prepared for the most recent versions of the COVID-19 vaccine. It's the same thing that we do with influenza. The viruses change over time to try to evade the protection that our body offers. Why not arm yourself with the best protection?
Yeah, man, I don't get it. In particular, in this region, we have an older population like myself. Some of us had cancer, like myself, and makes us more vulnerable. So if you get sick, you could die. I mean, this is no exaggeration, sir. You could die.
Absolutely no exaggeration at all, and it kills many people each year.
Man.
And by it, I mean these respiratory pathogens. COVID-19 and flu are the two that we think about the most. RSV is another one that comes up this time of year. Often is detected in children frequently, but it can affect older folks too. There's a vaccine if you're more mature or you have underlying conditions that does the same thing, offers your body the ability to be ready in advance.
Hey, man, you know this because I have young kids and you have a bunch of kids yourself, and my kids freak out because they hear stuff on TikTok, and I apologize for dumping this on you, but yesterday my daughter started telling me, uh-oh, we're in big trouble with the bird flu. It could be the next COVID. What is that, doctor? What are they talking about?
There is a strain of the flu virus that's been detected primarily in birds that has not had a big transfer over to the human population yet. We always worry about it because any viral pathogen that makes a successful transfer over to the human side from the animal side, it means we're not likely as humans as well prepared as we might be. For example, normal influenza that we're talking about. This doesn't happen all that frequently. It hasn't happened yet. We should all, on the provider side, we should be thinking about this, keeping a very close eye and working very, very hard to produce the same types of strategies that help protect people. In other words, vaccinations. You know, we got COVID-19 vaccines from zero to in people's bodies very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Because are always what we've talked about. Pay attention to your symptoms. When you don't feel right, seek help and test. You can easily test for COVID-19 and flu. And bird flu is not an issue yet. Pay attention to reputable sources. You'll know when it becomes an issue, if it ever becomes an issue. I'm not certain that it will. Do the simple things. When you feel bad, stay away from others, test yourself, and make sure you mask if you're going to be around anyone that could be vulnerable. And the bottom line is almost everybody could be vulnerable since you don't know everyone's history.
Don Yearley, my man. Thanks, brother. You're the best. I appreciate your insight and the truth. It's always powerful. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care, Marty.
It's important stuff. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowles.
This accident on southbound 28. And folks, extra caution. I mean, you always need to be careful when you head past an accident scene. 28, of course, just a narrow 2 lanes in that area between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 exit. And from time to time, right now being one of those times, crews who are tending to this accident have put out some pylons or some cones into the right travel lane. So you're really scooting by in a tight right lane, right shoulder configuration there. So just take it easy. The crews are working hard to get that cleared out of your way. Again, only a single lane southbound on 28 right now, and you do have delays there, so leave extra time if you're traveling there. Elsewhere around the commute, no major problems for you on the parkways east or west. 51 northbound, just a minor delay for you right behind the Liberty tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. No middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-380-9012. 800-380-9012. Again, that's 800-380-9012.
Asbestos-related deaths in Allegheny County are 50 to 100% higher than the national average. In a city defined by its history with steel making, many local area tradesmen and steel workers were exposed to asbestos on the job and are now suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma. If you have been diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation even if you smoked. For a free consultation, contact the Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky & White at 1-800-COMPLEX or online at gpwlaw.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
When you buy appliances, they break. It's just the truth. Check this out. Voss TV and Appliance. They have their own crews, their own folks, techs that fix this stuff, and they're magnificent. Here's the other thing about Voss. Our dishwasher broke. They got a new dishwasher in our house within a week and a half. In this marketplace, in crazy weather, during crazy times. Voss TV and Appliance, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
During Window Nation's January sale, get 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years. Sale ends January 31st, so schedule your consult now at 866-90Nation or windownation.com.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. More than a show, it's a global travel extravaganza, January 24th through the 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's your savings ticket with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your adventure is waiting for you.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We're going to get into this later in the day, and we're going to talk to this family that's involved in this incident in New Orleans as well. But just briefly, how life is. This tragic incident in New Orleans where all these folks were killed by the terrorist, in essence. And one of the folks who was run over is a gentleman from Cannonsburg, a wonderful man who has been paralyzed from the waist down for like 19 years. And he was in a wheelchair on the street when he was hit. Really jacked up, critical condition. His wonderful daughter and his wife are in New Orleans, and they're going to stay until he's better. And it's kind of touch and go. And we're going to talk to them live. We're going to help them raise some money because it's going to cost an astounding amount. But his daughter, wow, writes this. I actually love her posts are amazing. She's a fantastic young lady. I spoke to her yesterday morning. She said the president is coming in to see her father today. This is her post. My hospital name is 5 Feet of Fire, which is absolutely adorable. She's shorter. With each passing day, I'm relieved that my dad's alive. It's becoming, wow. It's becoming more and more apparent to my mom and I that he may never recover from these wounds. This is so heartbreaking. We're so grateful for everyone's support. I was talking to her yesterday, and she was actually checking out of the hotel because it's obviously very expensive. My man was down there having a good time. He had just had pizza and got run over. And horrifying stuff. And they found a friend that has a house down there. We're going to stay with them. But we're going to try and help them in any way we can. And they have a GoFundMe page, which I'll post as well. They need help. And they're a wonderful family. We're so grateful for everyone's support. It has been especially hard being in a city so far from home with no one around that we know. I can't imagine. Our fundraiser is still active, and it will be tremendously helpful as our lives have been uprooted, and Dad's care is going to be extensive. All of us are exhausted and traumatized. Man, that nails it. You know, I always tell people this. My mom used to say to me, if not but for the grace of God, therefore art thou go. I'm not trying to get all biblical and Christian on you, but it's true. I mean, you could say he's lucky to be alive, but he's fighting, man, and he's jacked up. Long after the national media is gone, like NBC interviewed him, and I saw Anderson Cooper, and we're going to talk to him and his daughter. Long after everybody's gone and that buzz is worn off, you got to deal with this, man. And he had severe fractures to his legs, and needs a ton of surgery. And at the end of the day, we got to help them. And I gotta thank my boy Billy Sawyer, who is just as engaged as I am, and sometimes more so, with folks. He found me all the information for heaven and for contacts and everything on a Sunday. And I love him for it because he gives a damn. And it's hard to find people that care that much. But this family's going through hell. We're going to talk to them live about the struggle and how we can help, because why not? And by the way, they're not political at all. They're grateful that they have a chance to meet the president. They're grateful that people are showing so much kindness and support. And they're not political about this. They're angry. She's actually angry as hell about, what are they called? These poles that come up out of the ground that should have been there and weren't. And now, for anyone that's been to New Orleans, look, no disrespect, but it's kind of a helter-skelter kind of place. Kind of run down, kind of grimy, but kind of cool. Kind of has a smell to it. There's a beat-up aspect of it. They've lost, man, when they had, was it Katrina? They lost half their population.
Yes.
And they really haven't recovered. I mean, it's hard for me as a reporter to see their mayor and their police chief suggesting that they were repairing those barricades. It's hard for me to believe that they were. It just feels like someone screwed up. And these folks got killed. And this could have stopped that car from going down the street. Right? Right. And at the end of the day, people were hurt, man, and torn up. I don't know if you've had the chance to look at some of the videos, but it's hard, man. It's horrifying. It's hard to imagine that we live in this kind of world. So now we have, and now they're trying to look for this connection between this incident and an incident in Las Vegas. And to this point, they can't find one. But the connection is both military guys. And now they're starting to say, man, we need to address this. We need to address mental illness. We're going to get into that in the next hour of the show, because I think it's important that we help who we can and do what we can to make sure that we get help to veterans before they lash out or act out. The truth is, ask anyone in this field, most folks suffering from mental illness are much more of a danger to themselves than they are to anyone else. However, in both these instances, you had men with a military background who were somehow, some way, what they call radicalized, who needed treatment. The guy in Vegas, this all came out in the last couple of days. My man was in a bad place with his letters and writings. And the guy in New Orleans was clearly radicalized and clearly full of rage. What is really frightening, is that we never learn this stuff until there are bodies everywhere. And that, my friends, we cannot tolerate. We just can't.
Happy Hour begins this Wednesday at 7 p.m. You're invited to join me, Gene Ribnicki from Vicini Distributing Company, in the Beer Garden. On tap this week, Dry January. In the Beer Garden this Wednesday at 7 p.m. on FM 100.1 and AM 1020 KDKA.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's Physical in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. Physical, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, Physical. It works.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
24 with overcast skies. It's 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A winter storm system is bringing heavy snowfall south of Pittsburgh. A winter storm warning is in effect for Greene, Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. That's until 7 p.m. A winter weather advisory is in effect for Allegheny and Indiana counties. Now, in Greene and Fayette counties, 6 to 9 inches of snow is likely by the time it's all over. Southern Allegheny, Washington, and Westmoreland counties should expect 3 to 6 inches. 1 to 3 inches is possible north of the city. County officials addressed storm preparation and road conditions during a news conference at the courthouse this morning. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush was there.
Stephen Shanley, Allegheny County Public Works Director, says things are looking great so far this morning.
So far, the reports we've seen a dusting to an inch of snow on our roadways throughout the county, and we're expecting heavy snowfall before noon, up to 2 to 3 inches, maybe a little more, but we'll be monitoring the weather forecast throughout this morning and throughout the day, and we'll make adjustments accordingly.
Shanley says the county works with 911 for updates or reports of incidents, and he encourages drivers to slow down, leave additional time, and leave enough space for county workers to operate. Tamira Rush News Radio, KDKA.
A lawsuit filed in Pittsburgh reveals what Nippon Steel contends is a coordinated effort by Cleveland-Cliffs CEO and the United Steelworkers president to derail the purchase of U.S. Steel. Nippon Steel Vice Chairman Takahiro Mori said President David McCall immediately objected to the transaction and never offered alternatives the union would agree to.
Because their ultimate objective is not really the job security. There is another political or economic goals for them to opposing this deal.
Mori told KDK Radio's Marty Griffin Nippon Steel's plan is to invest in upgrades at the Mon Valley Works to increase revenue and create more jobs. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is up 337 points at 43,069. The NASDAQ up 372, and the S&P is up 77. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
I've got great news from my friends at Zero Res, the biggest sale ever in celebration of the new year. Leave the 2004 dirt behind. Get 24% off all cleaning services for the month of January. Hi, this is Larry Richard. That means carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery. Basically, every surface in your home can be Zero-Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. Take advantage of 24% off right now, 412-701-1188, 412-701-1188. Please make sure you mention the KDK special to take advantage of these savings. This is only for the month of January. You can also go online at ZeroResPGH.com and make sure you tell them, I want 24% off because Larry at KDKA told me so. And don't forget about your duct work, too. Zero Res, 24% off all cleaning services for the month of January only.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mitchell Shankup, Medical Director at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Patients with joint pain ask me all the time if they'd be a good candidate for QC Kinetics pain relief treatments. Here's what I tell them. If you could answer yes to any of these questions, you could qualify for our advanced pain relief therapies. Is your quality of life being impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Is your pain due to arthritis, overuse, or injury? Do you want to avoid invasive surgery and long recovery times? If you answered yes to any of those questions, we can help. I'm so confident that QC Kinetics can help relieve your joint pain. I'm inviting you to schedule a free consultation.
To find out if QC Kinetics is right for you, schedule a free consultation by calling 412-538-5795. That's 412-538-5795. 412-538-5795.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, 888 Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. We have one accident on our roster. It's a stubborn one, too. Crews continue to work with this traffic tie-up for you on Route 28 southbound. It's an accident that's in the left lane between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 exit. Everybody's squeezing by on the right lane and into the right shoulder. And that's because as we're looking, crews have some cones and things sitting out well into that right travel lane. So please mind your speeds. Watch for the crews who are working to get this accident cleared and leave some extra extra travel time for the slowdowns associated with it. It's not backing a lot of traffic in that area, but it certainly is a big slowdown for you there. As we look out over the area roads in the immediate Pittsburgh area with the weather that has come through, things are rolling along pretty nicely, surprisingly so. No delays for you on the parkways east or west approaching their respective tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory remains in effect until 7 this evening. The rest of today, cloudy with intermittent light snow. Additional accumulation of an inch or less, the high 28. Untreated surfaces will remain quite slippery. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal, and law enforcement officers can tell if you're driving high. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI, paid for by NHTSA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Lots of fallout from the weekend. We'll talk today, 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK. Got that big football game on Saturday night. You got still the fallout from all the steel stuff and a little bit of weather. So there's so much to get into. 2 to 6 today right here, KDK.
I heard Colin talking about the Nippon Steel scenario. I'm actually blown away by how this has played out. Here's how I thought this would play out. Because I was told this is how this would play out. I was told, Marty, wait till the election's over. And then Biden will flip and he'll support it and everything goes on. No. He bailed. Totally screwed them over. And David McCall, this alleged U.S. Steel president, I don't know who he represents, their union president, because every single damn union guy I know and every employee that I know that works there says he's full of crap and that he bailed on them. And I have no idea. This is one of the things. I can usually get to the bottom of this stuff. Like I try to figure out why. I cannot figure out for the life of me. Biden doesn't need this steelworkers president anymore. He's never running for anything again. So why can't he do the right thing? And this crap that this has something to do with national security, it's a bald-faced lie, and I can prove it to you. Wall Street Journal quoted this morning saying, so we're worried about them stealing our technology at an old steel mill, yet we're sending them surface-to-air missiles. We are. I can't believe it. And I can't understand why. But I do know someone that really does give a damn about this deal, and that's the most powerful woman in Pennsylvania government, Kim Ward, Republican, one of my favorite people. Kim, how are you?
I'm fine, Marty. I've been following and listening to this all morning. It is so confounding. Yep. Oh, my gosh. It's so confounding. So, I guess we're going to, now that once President Trump takes office, try to work with him.
By the way, this is so smart what you said. And by the way, she said this to me about 2 weeks ago when this whole thing kind of really blew up, that she was hopeful Trump would help out. The Nippon Steel Vice Chairman, Mr. Mori, said this morning, and actually it was very smart, Trump likes jobs here. Trump likes money spent here. Trump likes made in USA. This might be something attractive to Trump that he could support once he's in office. Is that fair?
Once he's in office, I think that we have work to do. We have to go to work and talk to the administration and, let these workers, perhaps these workers that went to his rally in Latrobe would like to talk with him again. We need to start to lobby the president. He's a very thoughtful guy. He always has a plan. You don't get where he is without a plan. And I'm hoping he has a plan, because right now, if we're going to turn Nippon Steel away, that's our only viable plan. Yep. And we must save these jobs. We have to do that. And I think he'll want to do that too. So,
hey, Kim, you're very pragmatic, and you're also what anyone would consider an insider. Help me out with this. Explain to me, like a fourth grader, what the hell Biden is thinking, because we know it's not national security. We know it isn't that. That's crap.
Oh,
Tell me the truth.
Such crap.
What's the truth here? I mean, help me out, because I don't know it.
I don't know it either. I mean, that's way above my pay grade. But, you know, he was, and their ticket was endorsed by the International Steelworkers Union. And obviously the leader of that union, you know, he may care about jobs and having jobs, but he doesn't care where those jobs are.
Yeah.
We do care where those jobs
That's right.
are. We need to have those jobs here. And I think that he's just, you know, there's been a lot of, I believe, I don't want to say collusion, but working together with the government, the federal government and Cleveland Cliffs. I'm not saying Cleveland Cliffs is a bad company, but they can't afford to invest in U.S. Steel like Nippon can invest in U.S. Steel to make it better here. Oh, they can easily move the stuff across the border. I mean, we watched that happen when West Penn Power was bought by an Ohio company. We fought for the jobs that we kept, but we have maybe half of them or less than we used to have. So, you know, they have Cliffs has a vested interest in not having this competition, correct? You know, the governor keeps saying he don't want to lose to Ohio. We're going to lose to Ohio. I think the governor should consider, I think he should consider joining the U.S. Steel and Nippon in the CFIUS due process lawsuit.
I agree.
He should speak out. He should join in that lawsuit.
I agree.
And not work behind the scenes. That didn't work. It clearly failed.
It did.
If that's what he was doing. So let's go, Governor. Let's use your considerable power and position to help this and keep these jobs in southwestern Pennsylvania. Join the lawsuit.
Yeah, because I was thinking about you this morning, because we have talked about the governor and his role in this, and you were told the same thing I was told, that he's working behind the scenes. And then even the vice chairman for Nippon said that, Mr. Mori said that Shapiro has talked to him several times and is trying. But what you're saying, he should stand up and be more vocal. He should scream from the highest chair he can find that this is crap and we can't let this happen. Don't you think?
Well, absolutely. And two things. I mean, Morrison would not, I mean, they can never say anything negative against the governor or any elected official. They need everybody on board here.
I agree.
That's number one.
I agree.
Number two, yes, Governor, join the lawsuit. Join the lawsuit. Put it out there, because we still don't know. When I read his statement, I still don't know where he stands. And I was very taken by the fact that what he said in that lawsuit, what he said in that statement, what the governor said was he expects other potential buyers to demonstrate the strong commitments to capital investment and protecting Pennsylvania jobs that Nippon did. Well, where are you? Still haven't said you support this. You want everybody to meet Nippon standards, but you've never said a positive thing about them. So I think, he needs to stand up. It's time to stand up.
And you have had contact with Trump in the past. If given that contact again, will you give him the same narrative, Kim?
I will. You know, I actually speaking with some people around him at this point.
Sure.
And you know, they want to work. They want to work with us. They want to keep these jobs in southwestern Pennsylvania. I will just say that right now, again, the only viable investment option, the only one we have right now is Nippon, and they have done a great job.
Hell yeah.
Like, they have really, really come on board there. They're going to keep those jobs here. They're going to move a headquarters here. They're going to help us, and they're there, and we're just saying no. There's no reason to say no. As you said earlier, we can give them surface-to-air missiles, but we can't give them a plant that needs upgraded that makes steel for autos and, you know, those types of entities. It's just it's just awful. It's unbelievable. Really.
You've been a staunch union supporter your whole career, and union guys love you. And so if I'm a regular union guy right now, and I'm out there working at this mill, and I hear this guy who's supposed to be my president, Dave McCall, saying this deal sucks, shut it down, I'm upset, because I haven't had one union guy, one employee say this deal sucks. They all want this deal. So why would they care about a guy that's supposed to represent them who doesn't represent them at all? Why? I wouldn't.
I don't I don't know. I don't know, and I've talked to union guys. I haven't talked to any of those workers that don't want this deal.
Right on.
They want this deal to. They want this deal to happen. This, again, here I am sitting in Westmoreland County with Abaro, which was the Elliott Company, bought by a Japanese company.
Yep.
They employ it's a U.S. Steel Workers Union workforce, and it's great. It's going bonkers. It's great. So I don't get it. I don't get it.
Kim Ward, whatever you need, my friend. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Thank you, Marty. You're the best.
I can be.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, you can.
That can also be a big pain in the ass. I love that woman. One of my favorite humans. She's 5 feet of fire. Man, I love that. Well, the PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
What's up is we finally have some good news for you if you're planning to travel Route 28, Marty. That earlier accident that had the left lane blocked for quite some time between the Highland Park Bridge and the Route 8 exit is now clear. And as we're looking out live with the PennDOT cameras over that particular roadway, traffic is rolling well once again with no delays. And that's kind of the theme throughout the Pittsburgh metro area, even as the winter weather has moved through. You have travel lanes that are open for you, road surfaces that are okay, and extra time and some patience, of course, always the good watchwords when you head out during the wintry weather. But right now, no major traffic delays or accidents for you. Inbound on the parkways west and east, everything's rolling well as they head toward their respective tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Man, I've been through a cancer battle, and UPMC saved my life, and it's just the truth, and I rave about them. In a very, very difficult time historically in healthcare, in a very, very stressful time for patients, doctors, staff, everybody involved. It ain't easy. But my sister is going through pancreatic cancer treatment at UPMC Hillman, and every single day runs into very, very stressful situations, and every single day they handle it in an amazing way at UPMC. They handle it like no one else handles it. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving information, lifetime of helping people. I love it.
In the U.S., there are about 60 million adults 65 and older. And last year, nearly 1 million of them were hospitalized due to flu, COVID, or RSV. That's nearly 1 million people who planned to go visit family or see friends, but ended up in the hospital instead. So get this season's vaccines, and don't let flu, COVID, or RSV make you just another number.
Risk less. Do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Trust Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, this is Lisa from Nest Expressions Window Fashions. As we all expected, Nest Expressions has grown out of its old gallery in less than 3 years, and I have built Pittsburgh's one and only state-of-the-art Hunter Douglas Galleries. 2015 Village Run Road is where you'll exclusively find the newest shades, shutters, and blinds from Hunter Douglas. And don't forget, I have the most passion in Pittsburgh for draperies. So call 724-933-5500 or simply nestexpressions.com.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Start a new journey of clean eating at Salem's Market. Fresh halal meats, produce, dairy, and everyday essentials to help put you on the right track towards healthy living. Find more online at salemsmarketgrill.com. And Happy New Year from Salem's Market. If you're over 60 and looking for a weight loss program built specifically for you, Awaken 180 is your solution with Awaken 180 Golden, a new 1 to 3 month program for fast weight loss tailored to those over 60. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. During Window Nation's January sale, get 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years. Sale ends January 31st, so schedule your consult today at 866-90Nation or at windownation.com.
Details at KDKAradio.com.
Pittsburgh is home to a lot of great people and great local businesses, and we're proud to be one of them.
Hi, John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 45 years.
If you're looking to replace your old, worn-out windows with new, energy-efficient ones, then consider buying from a hometown business like us.
We're passionate about enhancing the beauty and efficiency of Pittsburgh homes using the top-of-the-line replacement windows, like our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows.
They're the strongest, longest-lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
And right now, you can save 20% plus get no interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Experience the difference of buying from a locally owned, family-operated company.
Stop by one of our showrooms or visit us on the web at metropolitanwindows.com.
Or give us a call at 412-655-8411. PA 1565.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Nippon Steel Corp and U.S. Steel today filed 2 lawsuits. One seeking to overturn President Biden's block on Friday of their $14.9 billion planned acquisition, and the other against Cleveland Cliffs CEO Lourenco Goncalves, and United Steelworkers International President David McCall. The first lawsuit in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia alleges Biden didn't follow the law and played politics with the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFIUS, violating the company's rights to due process and a fair review of the deal and its implication on national security. They asked the court to set aside the CFIUS report, order a new one, and block Biden's order stopping the transaction from taking place. Also, Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney on Friday announced it's starting a new year with a major expansion. Buchanan said 17 lawyers and 6 professional staff are coming on board in Chicago, a new metro for Pittsburgh's 3rd largest law firm, and New York, where Buchanan has had an office for more than 2 decades. 9 of the lawyers are shareholders. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Mount Lebanon called off today. I was actually surprised. First of all, and I brag about them because I can, they're an amazing entity. And I know it's not Pittsburgh, and I know it's smaller, but our roads are fine. I woke up early, man. I don't know why. I woke up at like 4 a.m. And our roads are being cleared at that point. And I wondered why first they called them in. First they said at 10 a.m. late start, then they bagged it completely. And I'm not one of these parents that screams and yells about this stuff. But the world has definitely changed since I went to school. They would never, ever call us off. There had to be a lot of snow, man. And we walked. And that's the other thing. Mount Lebanon's a walking district. Now, Patrick and I have been talking about this. There's like bands out there. Billy Sawyer sent me a map showing we could get really hit this afternoon. I'm not trying to be a jerk and one of those screaming parents and how dare you call off school. Because I've always been enamored with the performance and of the Mount Lebanon school system and how my kids have thrived. But I find it fascinating, the philosophy of, so I get it if you're going to have 6 inches of snow, but it would be a stretch for me to say that we had 2 inches. And the streets were clear, so why call off school? I don't know. Of course, my kids were happy as hell. Dave, thanks for holding. Let's talk Nippon, man.
first of all, I'm a retired union member.
Nice.
And I cannot believe the union leadership did what they did to their members. It is unspeakable.
But hold on, man. Help me out. Why are they doing this to them? Why? Help me with the secret here.
I really don't know. It's somebody's in their pockets. Let me put it that way. I've watched the union I belong to, presidents or business agents decide, okay, I'm not going to run next term. They retire from the job early. They appoint somebody to replace them so that person's the incumbent on the next election. I've seen the good and the bad of the union, and this is bad. This is really hurting us here. I belong to the IBW's union. I belong to Duquesne Light First Energy.
Nice.
And it's just, this is completely uncalled for. Somebody's in their pockets.
Yeah, man.
They're getting something somewhere.
It has a stench to it, brother.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
And I can't believe Fetterman was on board with this, and all of a sudden he flipped.
Yeah.
I did not vote for him originally because I didn't like some of his policies.
Right.
But then he sort of seemed to moderate. But this year, it just, I mean, these are the people where he grew up that he's putting a shaft to.
Yeah. By the way, you're so good today. I can't understand what happened with John either. He thinks he's supporting the union.
Yeah. What is wrong here? I mean, you just, the people, you grew up in Braddock and that. This is steel mill country.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I understand Nippon owns a mill down in West Virginia or something, and union members there love them.
Love them. Love.
And I don't know if it was you or somebody reported that Russia actually owns a mill up in Cher, PA.
Yes.
And nobody's saying anything about that.
Oh, it's true.
Russia, the whole country.
Thanks, brother. You nailed it. I mean, really, really, really nailed it.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Want to live a happier, healthier, pain-free life? Healing begins in New Kensington at the Optulux Wellness Center. Suffering from back pain, migraines, or injuries? Looking for prenatal care or massage therapy? For over 30 years, Dr. Ron Festa has led a team of specialists. Call Optulux Wellness Center for a no-obligation consultation. 724-335-5210. Or visit OptuluxWellness.com. Slow the aging. Stop the pain at Optulux Wellness Center.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
26 with overcast skies. It's 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A winter storm warning is in place for Greene, Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties through 7 p.m. Also, a winter weather advisory is in effect for Allegheny and Indiana counties. Vehicle restrictions, mostly for large trucks, are in place on the interstates and turnpike. When this winter storm is over, Pittsburgh will have dodged another bullet. Mike Kennedy is with the Pittsburgh office of the National Weather Service.
It really hasn't performed as much as we thought. I think the amounts are going to come in quite lower than what was forecast, and that has a lot to do with the, it seems like the snow to liquid ratio is pretty low.
Kennedy says the region will get light snow this afternoon, and the Weather Service will probably remove the advisories and warnings as the day progresses. Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have filed 2 lawsuits over President Biden's decision to block the sale of U.S. Steel. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
In the suits, the companies are alleging wrongful interference with the proposed acquisition. The first lawsuit filed with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia contends the constitutional guarantee of due process was violated and alleges unlawful political influence. The suit asks the court to set aside the review by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. along with President Biden's blocking order. The second lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania targets Cleveland Cliffs, the company's CEO, and the President of the United Steelworkers Union for what the 2 steelmakers contend was illegal and coordinated actions aimed at preventing the transaction. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Pittsburgh Controller Rachel Heisler was a guest on the Big K Morning Show and says the city needs to keep an eye on a potential $30 million budget shortfall. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has more.
While the role of the Controller's office is limited to the revenue side of things, Rachel Heisler says she's concerned about a $30 million shortfall. Losing federal COVID relief funding isn't helping, especially not when properties like One Mellon Center are winning assessment appeals.
Downtowns have changed since 2019 and 2020. We're going to see reassessments continue to happen on downtown commercial properties, probably through 2030.
As far as public safety overtime costs are concerned, Heisler points to the recent class of police recruits at the academy, but it will take some more time before they're able to hit the streets to relieve staffing shortages. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Slippery roads made the Monday morning commute a bit tricky for an SUV driver today. The vehicle hit the Adult Mart building on McKnight Road around 9:30 a.m. Ross Township Deputy Police Chief Brian Colehep told KDKA Radio the vehicle was going at a high rate of speed, especially for the conditions. The business was closed at the time, and police say the driver was taken to a hospital for treatment of minor injuries. Also, the Mon Incline is back in service after a door issue shut it down earlier this morning. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 367 points at 43,100. The NASDAQ is up 344 points, and the S&P 500 up now 75. KDKA Sports, the stage is set for NFL Wildcard Weekend. The Steelers will play the Ravens Saturday night at Baltimore. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. It's 26 and overcast in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Ready for an escape from the everyday? Hi, this is Larry Richard. The Bradenton area on Florida's west coast is welcoming visitors. Their world-famous beaches have been restored to their pristine states. Beloved island businesses are bouncing back faster than expected. And their signature Floridian cuisine is just as fresh as ever. Don't wait. Start planning your visit today at BradentonGolfIslands.com.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions.
Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, it's Marty. I go back 20 years with Phil DeLucente, one of the best lawyers in the country and one of my close friends. And, I mean, they handle unbelievable cases, fraud, criminal cases, big-time product liability and medical malpractice cases, the experts. And Phil gets it right. We have been using him on air for nearly 20 years. GetPhil.com, 800-438-7445.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory remains in effect until 7 this evening. The rest of today, cloudy with intermittent light snow. Additional accumulation of an inch or less, the high 28. Untreated surfaces will remain quite slippery. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Whether you get pulled over or get into a crash, drinking and driving will change your whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Horrifying terror attacks in America. The New Orleans incident. Unbelievable stuff. And then the Vegas incident. Unbelievable stuff. Both of the men military backgrounds, one of them Green Beret. Was amazing about the incident in Vegas. It first hits the media. Wonderful soldier, wonderful father, wonderful husband, happy as could be. Why would he do this? And then as we drill down, we find a common theme. And that's mental illness, lack of treatment, lack of intervention, lack of understanding. And the first person I thought of, a man who wrapped his arms around this decades ago, Dr. Tim Murphy. Doctor, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, Marty. Good to be with you again.
This red light went off in your head when you heard about this Las Vegas Cybertruck attack. Did it not, sir?
It did. It didn't sound like, although a lot of people were saying, well, this must be a terrorist attack because they both had Tesla cars. They both trained at the same Army facility. The list goes on and on. But I thought, no, this doesn't seem to make sense when you look at a number of things. Because people were saying, well, this guy was an explosives expert, and yet this car didn't do any damage. Didn't even crack a window.
Wow.
When you heard he actually shot himself first, killed. And they heard things about how he was a decorated veteran. I believe that they said he had 5 Bronze Stars. Yep. And right away I thought, if that's 5 Bronze Stars, that's from combat. That's some pretty intensive firefighting and heroic events. And there must be a lot more that we don't even know about because of Green Beret. And I'll bet you this is someone who's had traumatic brain injury, strong post-traumatic stress disorder, depression. And there's a message in this. In fact, as we now look at what he had left on his phone, people are calling it whatever it is, but it'd say he had fireworks in there. He knows that fireworks aren't going to do anything except make a big noise, and that's what he wanted to do. And when you look at the message he was sending, that he felt so disrupted and probably a moral injury over the deaths and the warfare he saw, that we don't expect someone who's a Green Beret and Special Forces to be broken. But you know what, Marty? We can all be broken. And I think that's more what this is. So let's stop going down the road of saying this is a terror attack and looking at this as someone who was in desperate need of care. I believe the Army did identify him. He was depressed.
Yep.
Was he getting care? He may have had traumatic brain injury. It looks like he did. Was he getting care for that? Those are questions that need to be asked. And there, the failing is, why not? And that's important.
Congressman Murphy had an amazing career. And as part of that career as a doctor, You saw cases like this at Bethesda Naval Hospital, did you not, sir?
Yes, I did. I worked on a traumatic brain injury post-traumatic stress unit in the Navy. And so a lot of heroes who, through subtle as well as major brain injuries, it had tremendous impact upon the behavior. You know, historically, when you look at the Robert Card case, remember a year ago, went through Maine, killed 18 people?
Yes.
A horrific, horrific thing. But then they also say the Army knew that this is probably a guy who had probably a lot of brain injury, and they didn't say, we are going to mandate you to remain in care. You must stay in there. They released him, and all kinds of other problems occurred, even though he was dangerous. We have to understand that there are times of evil, and there are times when a person has really lost their ability to think rationally, and they're not even aware. In the Card case, a lot of paranoia, a lot of beliefs that people were after him. In the case in Las Vegas, he believed he was now being tracked by federal agents, and they were after his mind. And if we don't pay attention to the reality in this, we're going to see more harm. This is where our nation is absolutely making massive mistakes with the population of people with schizophrenia. Fine people, but about 40% of them do not even know that they are sick. I mean, look at the case, the stabbing on the subway, the attack on the subway that everybody focused on Daniel Penny and his restraint of him. What they didn't focus on, this was a guy who kept refusing care for his schizophrenia. The case in Manhattan where a man who stabbed and killed 3 people, and the media said he was homeless. Well, he wasn't just homeless. He was a mentally ill man who was not getting care. And that's the issue with this. Why are we not doing this? And my belief is, the fact is, the federal agencies assigned to do this are totally negligent in their duty to handle these. And instead of working on issues about mental illness, they work on fluff stuff. Like, let's talk about health, and let's talk about helping people feel happy and get nice workouts in. And that's mental health. We're talking about mental illness, and we're not treating it. And I'm very concerned of what's going to happen in the next administration when Secretary Robert Kennedy takes over. I hope and pray he appoints someone in this area of Assistant Secretary of Mental Health who's got some spine and some knowledge to know you're going to have to fight these agencies to change and focus on these changes, because otherwise, Marty, we're going to continue to suffer.
Dr. Tim Murphy, so check this out. Everything he's saying is amazing, because in his notes, the bomber in Vegas said, I needed to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. And then his former girlfriend said he had a traumatic brain injury while serving in the Middle East. And CBS from Insider said he's the latest illustration of an ongoing concern facing the U.S. military's most elite special operators, the heightened risk of brain injury, traumatic stress, and mental health struggles. It's real. It's real.
Exactly. We need to pay attention to this. You know, Marty, that's what I specialize now in my practice, working with the veterans and first responders. And what we find is a lot of them have had a traumatic brain injury, but it's gone undiagnosed. Bother to look at that issue. And quite frankly, when I'm taking a history on someone, I want to know not only what they were exposed to in the military, and it may not be they were by an explosion. It could be their repeated training around breaching and mining and shooting. They could be that. It could be a police officer who has been hit in the head too many times. But among all these people, did they have head injuries when they played soccer in high school and football in high school or hockey, whatever that is? These things have a cumulative effect on that. And so my message always to veterans, don't see yourself as broken and shameful and don't report it. See yourself as someone who can be helped, repaired. There's lots of hope out there through getting proper care, through a strong faith, through getting the right kind of counseling. There's much hope for us. And, you know, Marty, I'm dedicated to working on other plans to help our veterans in the area. That's where we need to be going. Let's not write these people off. They're heroes to us.
Dr. Tim Murphy, this is amazing stuff. So, data suggests that 10 to 18% of troops returning from Iraq and Afghanistan are likely to have post-traumatic stress disorder and be at risk for other mental health problems. And this is crazy. Depression rates among troops returning from overseas range as high as 24%. That is astounding, Dr. Murphy, is it not?
That's right.
Wow.
Yes, and let's keep this in mind, Marty.
Wow.
Even though the war ended some years ago, physically, it has not ended in some of these people's minds. They may go on to have work and careers, etc. Even among Vietnam veterans, you know, some of the veteran suicides at a very high rate are actually Vietnam veterans, because they reach the point in their retirement where now they have time to think about these things. Now they're no longer distracted by work. And so we have to remember these are significant problems in their life, too, and all worthy of us helping them out.
So And I want to make sure we say this. Most men and women that have these disorders and are mentally ill or depressed or anxious are much more of a danger to themselves than to others. Are they not, sir?
Yeah, certainly the majority, look, 70% of the population will be exposed to trauma sometimes in our lives.
Man.
And about 20% will have lingering symptoms, but they're temporary and they can work through them. You can have 5 or 10% who linger on a long time. They can get better. That's bottom line. They can get better with help. And denial is not treatment. Delaying it is not treatment. Drinking your way through it or doing drugs is not treatment. But people can get better. And in that context, if they don't, very often people with trauma take it upon themselves. They blame themselves. They feel, I cannot have a good relationship. They get hypervigilant. They can't sleep well. That is a toxic mix for someone really having harm. And no wonder we have somewhere between 22 and 40 military veterans suicides a day. That's a lot, and we can prevent that. Let's show compassion and help for them.
Dr. Tim Murphy, you're the best, sir. I can't thank you enough for your insight, and it's always spot on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Marty.
He's
God
amazing.
bless.
It's amazing and important stuff.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking without cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Early bird special, only $49.99. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all, or your money back. Seminar 8 p.m. on Wednesday, January 8th at the Hilton Garden in Pittsburgh, Cranberry in Cranberry Township, or 8 p.m. on Thursday, January 9th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Pittsburgh West Green Tree in Pittsburgh. Registration 30 minutes before seminar. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Look, Julian Gray and I became good friends when my parents passed. And in those difficult times, I'll tell you what he did. He got us through it. Seriously, with estate planning, unbelievable. With managing the taxes, unbelievable. With a will, unbelievable. This is what they do. Folks, they're certified elder law attorneys, and they are committed to helping you with legal issues and protecting your family. Julian Gray is the best I've ever known. I have gone in his office in a frenzy, worried about taxes, about the estate, about how to manage money, about how to manage my future. And Julian Gray and his people answer those questions. They're the best going. GrayOuterLaw.com, GrayOuterLaw.com, 412-458-6000, 412-458-6000. The best.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details. Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by February 12th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your application fee waived through February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
CBS Eye on Veterans from connectingvets.com. As a child, Army veteran Trace Miller was never expected to live a long life.
Doctors in America wrote me off as lost and that I would die of a continuous grand mal seizure before I was 13 years old.
Much less create Canala Bowls, a healthy drive-through restaurant chain poised to revolutionize fast food. But after his rare treatment for childhood epilepsy, he was able to thrive thanks to a fresh food diet.
So I didn't have traditional candy, didn't have anything. Pizza. My mom cooked any candies, made everything from scratch, made it all healthy and according to this diet plan. So yes, food was a huge part of my life.
CBS Eye on Veterans is presented by American Military University. Veterans and their families receive 10% off undergraduate and master's level programs at American Military University, where your service is honored with savings.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I find it so distressing. Whoa. The arm in this chair just came off and I almost died. I have been down this road with veterans. One of my friends, this wonderful, wonderful woman that we engaged when her son was on the edge. He's a veteran. He was suicidal and homicidal. She thought, honestly, she called this show on a day where he wanted to kill other people and kill himself and couldn't get help. I'm not disparaging the VA. I hear wonderful stories about their work all the time. But they couldn't get in to see him. And he was ready to pop. And just by the grace of God and the circumstance of this show, the director of the VA had been listening that day and got him in there, and he was there for a long time. And now he's amazing. Completely. He lived there. He was there for like 6 months. And married, has a kid, has a big job. Saved his life. The VA did. But without his mother, who I love to this day and still hear from her and her husband, he'd be dead. He'd be dead. And in this particular case, it breaks your heart because as you look at the history of this former Green Beret, man, 5 Bronze Stars. I mean, he's a badass. And then you read the notes he left, man. God. And they tied some of his descriptions of what happened to him to incidents where children were killed. And that the reporting suggests that he saw that and it traumatized him. But when this story first broke, the word was, he's fine. He's a great veteran. We have no idea why he did this, but now we know. And we could have saved his life, too. It's horrible. Bill, go ahead. Thanks for your patience, brother.
Marty, actually, something you just said about a low case you got involved in makes a very crucial point in that when somebody is actually actively homicidal or suicidal for acute mental health reasons, that is as much a medical emergency as would be a stroke or a heart attack in progress.
Right on.
And I think you were just kind of fortunate, and as I understand now, you can also get treatment for veterans outside the VA if they cannot get the needed treatment acutely, which they require. And the other thing I would say is I just missed Tim Murphy is that what we need to do is look at not just at the cases where everything went wrong, like the recent one from Colorado who drove to Vegas, but also look at what about the times when things went right, when they had the right intervention from the right people at the right time.
Nice.
And the other thing I'd say is from what my knowledge is, and some of the people for whom they've coped better, and I would give an example of one guy from the whole Black Hawk Down who helicopter got shot down. Most of the ones who seem to cope better are a little bit older, have had a little more life experience behind them, and they still are traumatized, but they can usually put their traumas in a little better perspective than the ones who are a bit younger when they went through similar circumstances.
It kind of blows me away, my man, that the data suggests that 25%, 24% of the troops that return from war have depression. That shocks me. Does it shock you?
Not entirely, and I can give an example of a local guy you know very well who actually he did eventually get discharged because of repeated traumatic brain injuries, and that was Sean Parnell.
Oh my gosh!
Because I remember reading in his book when he talked about the first major ambush when they got hit. He said all of a sudden he woke up and one of the sergeants said, sir, you just got blown up. An RPG had hit a tree like a couple feet from him, and he's running around. He said he felt something slimy coming out of his ear, and being a former nurse, I knew that meant he had an acute cerebral spinal fluid leak, and he was going on for weeks in Afghanistan with that undiagnosed.
Wow. And check, this is the other part of it. This Vegas bomber told his girlfriend that he wanted to get help, but he felt it would ruin his career if he sought help. All he wanted to do was deploy and get back to it. You hear that a lot. I do, right? Just ignore it.
I do hear that from time to time. And sometimes what they might need to learn to accept is, even if they can't go back to what they've done, they can still go on to a productive life.
It's a great phone call, and you're fantastic, and I thank you, sir. Well, he's really good. Really good. Ed, thanks for holding. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, Marty. It seems to me the Army just doesn't handle things well. My daughter's actually enlisted. She's a doctor in the Army. And,
wow.
And she recently had a baby 4 months ago, was suffering postpartum depression, went in, asked for help, and not only did they kind of play that down, they started accusing her of her private life situations and threatening her. And she actually ended up for a week in, and keep in mind, she's a dual degree. She has a psychiatrist. She's a psychiatrist.
Wow.
And in internal medicine.
Wow.
Passed both boards, and she ended up in the psychiatric hospital because of the pressure these people have put on her, and there's nowhere for her to turn. She's right now has to hire an attorney to kind of fight for her rights.
And she's in the system.
She's in the system.
And she's a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist and internal medicine.
Oh, my God.
Yep. They don't take care of their people. I mean, and they beat them down. And if somebody wants to look into Walter Reed Hospital, there's been a few people, doctors that have committed suicide because of the pressure that they're under.
How's your daughter doing, brother?
Well, right now it's kind of up in the air. She's kind of letting the attorney handle situations. Needless to say, I am very upset over it. I mean, the kid's a brilliant kid. She went into the military to try to help people, and you get to higher ups that I don't know what their issues are, but they're trying to beat her down to the ground, and I'm not happy about it.
No, man. Come on. How old is she?
She's 33. Just turned 33 in December.
Hey, if I can help in any way, man, send me an email. I'd like to get involved and do anything I can to help her. Get Marty at KDKRadio.com. Get Marty at KDKRadio.com. Will you do that?
Yeah, I will. Thank you very much, Marty. Have
Thanks,
a great
Ed.
day.
Rips your heart out, man. I mean, that's real life stuff.
There will come a time when you want to turn off the financial news and turn on a great retirement. Tune into Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Saturday night at 8, Sunday night at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
I'm here for PJ Fitzpatrick. Have you been dreaming of a new shower to replace your slippery old tub? PJ Fitzpatrick can install a low-threshold or low-entry, fully customized jacuzzi shower system in just one day. It is surprisingly affordable and comes with a lifetime guarantee. Trust me, a happy bath makes for a happy life. Better yet, trust PJ. Visit trustpj.com to set up a free design consultation and take advantage of the fall promotions. That's trustpj.com. Trustpj.com.
from the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Light snow and 20 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Allegheny County remains under a winter weather advisory until 7 p.m., but other counties are under a winter storm warning. So what's the difference? National Weather Service Pittsburgh meteorologist Mike Kennedy says it has everything to do with the amount of snow predicted.
3 inches or greater over a 12-hour period, and then a warning would be 6 inches or greater over a 12-hour period, or 8 inches over a 24-hour period.
He says when all is said and done, the Pittsburgh region will have dodged another bullet weather-wise, as snow amounts locally weren't nearly as high as predicted. Emergency visits with the flu were very high nationwide, according to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. UPMC Chief Medical Officer Dr. Don Yealy echoed those numbers on the Marty Griffin Show.
We're beginning to see an uprise in both COVID-19 and flu. COVID never went away, but there's been some fluctuation. It's starting to come back up. And this is the normal time of the year for influenza activity to begin, and it has begun and is going up. This can be deadly, both of them.
Dr. Yealy strongly recommends getting the flu shot and COVID booster. While they won't necessarily prevent you from getting sick, he says they will help better prepare you for the fight against the infection. 4 years ago today, President-elect Donald Trump delivered a speech denying his 2020 defeat, followed by an assault on the Capitol. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the details.
Nearly 1,600 people have been charged for their roles in the January 6th attack, with 1,000 who pleaded guilty. Trump has pledged to pardon the rioters, but hasn't said if it would be all or just some.
They should immediately be released, the J6 hostages.
President Joe Biden urged Americans on Sunday to never forget the January 6, 2021 attack on their democracy and to not allow the history of that day to be rewritten. And Congress will officially certify the results of the November election today. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 285 points, the Nasdaq up 326, the S&P 500 is up 66. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. More than a show, it's a global travel extravaganza, January 24th through the 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's your savings ticket with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your adventure is waiting for you.
$3.2 million for a power plant worker with mesothelioma. $3 million for the family of a steel worker who died from asbestos-related lung cancer. Another $3.8 million for the family of a steel worker with mesothelioma. These are just a few case results that Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky & White have been able to get for their clients. They can do the same for you. If you're suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma, contact GPW for a free consultation at 1-800-COMPLEX or GPWLaw.com.
Hey folks, it's Marty. For a few months now, you've heard me sing the praises of CNS Cousins Construction. 3 local guys, Sam, Steve, Calvin. They want me to let you know that they keep working through the winter months. They really do. So if you're considering replacing windows, doors, decks, everything from the top of your house to the patio, call them now. From planning and design to construction, they're the best. CNS Cousins Construction, 989-268-7467. 989-268-7467. 7467. Folks, it's Marty. You know I love CCAC, and I'll tell you why. 81% of students graduate debt-free. Come on. Check this out. They have flexible course schedules, many ways to learn. Folks, 130 programs and certificates. They have day classes. They have evening classes. They have Zoom classes. CCAC spring semester, time to register right now. CCAC. Brilliant opportunity for a great future.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Start a new journey of clean eating at Salem's Market. Fresh halal meats, produce, dairy, and everyday essentials to help put you on the right track towards healthy living. Find more online at salemsmarketgrill.com. And Happy New Year from Salem's Market. If you're over 60 and looking for a weight loss program built specifically for you, Awaken 180 is your solution with Awaken 180 Golden, a new 1 to 3 month program for fast weight loss tailored to those over 60. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. During Window Nation's January sale, get 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years. Sale ends January 31st, so schedule your consult today at 866-90Nation or at windownation.com.
Details at kdkaradio.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory until 7 this evening. Intermittent light snow the rest of today with additional accumulations of an inch or less. Untreated surfaces will remain very slippery, the high 28. Breezy and cold tonight with a couple of snow showers, low 19. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sending flowers is easy at oliverflowers.com. Order online and get free delivery in their service area. Bright spring bouquets and roses, roses, roses. oliverflowers.com. A Pittsburgh tradition for over 90 years. Everyone needs a touch of spring. oliverflowers.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Talk today, 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK. Got that big football game on Saturday night. You got still the fallout from all the steel stuff and a little bit of weather. So there's so much to get into. 2 to 6 today right here, KDK.
The constant theme for this show until this is resolved, and it could be a while. We had the bigwig from Nippon Steel on the show live this morning, right as they filed lawsuits against the folks, the U.S. Steel Union and other competitors who they believe are lying to them and lying to the general public about this deal. And we've had a lot of mayors, and we're going to stay on this till this gets resolved, because thousands of jobs are at stake in the future of steel in this region. One of the people I love in this fight is Mayor Rich. Mayor, how are you?
I'm doing good, Marty. How are you doing today?
Mayor Rich Latanzi. Mayor, tell our folks where you're the mayor and why this concerns you.
I'm the mayor of the city of Clairton, and this concerns me because of my constituents, the city of Clairton, our tax base, and just that we're trying to rebuild, and we don't need anybody to go ahead and put a fork in our steak and end this for us in the city of Clairton. We need this meal to thrive for us to go ahead and thrive as a city.
Help me with this. What am I missing here? Why the hell would their union president not support a deal that every single union member wants, sir? Why?
That's a good question, and like I said, I wasn't willing to right away say, hey, you know what, Mr. Dave McCall is responsible for this or that. But I was fortunate to be in some of the negotiations for 3 days. And at on the third day, as I saw some of the last couple details need to be, polished up, that he basically said, you know what, I'm just not going to agree to anything.
Oh.
And I'm saying to myself, what just happened? I thought everything was good. Like, that'd be like somebody telling you, yeah, you could use my car. I'll give you $20, go to the show. And then you say, no, I'm not going to go now. I don't know what else we could have did.
Wow. So you witnessed this?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, there was myself and 3 or 4 other mayors from the Mon Valley, and then eventually the mayor from Gary, Indiana, come out and joined us. We asked Mr. McCall for a meeting, and some people said, no, he's not even going to meet with you guys. He won't meet with his own rank and file. But he eventually said, yeah, I'll meet with you guys. And it started out a little rough, and then he started coming
Hold
around.
on, what do you mean it started out rough? Why?
Well, he basically told us, well, you guys are mayor, you're political, you don't have no idea what, my job is or, what I need to do to protect my union workers and how you have still screwed us in the past. Once we got past all that anger and bitterness, we just said, listen, we care about our towns or we wouldn't be here. We don't get paid nothing to do this. So then we started kind of talking on an even keel, and we started making some progress. And then we said, we can't understand why you won't even talk to Nippon. And out of the clear blue, he said, bring him in. I'll talk to him. So this was Monday. We were able to get him into Pittsburgh by Wednesday, and we sat down for 5 hours, and we had a very good meeting talking about, working together and hammering some things out. So
Hold
by
on.
Thursday.
This is amazing. This is all news to me. So you got Nippon at the table with him.
Right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
When did this happen?
Oh my God, you're testing me. This was probably the third week of the week before Christmas. This was Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the week before Christmas.
So I have this contract that they hammered out in great detail, and it's all legit, and it's all on paper, and it makes every promise known to man. And so they came with that deal and sat down with McCall, right?
Correct.
And what happened?
Well, after negotiations for like 3 or 4 hours on Wednesday, he said, you got to go back to your hotels and polish up some of this language. Send it to me in the morning. If I think it's acceptable, I'll call another meeting. So I didn't hear nothing all day. And around 2 o'clock, my phone rang and said, hey, get down Pittsburgh ASAP. We got a meeting at 3:30. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, my God, this is going to get done.
Yeah.
I can't believe we made this happen.
Yeah.
Well, we got down there. We talked for an hour and a half. Mr. McCall got a phone call. He come back in the room, face maybe a little bit red, and he said, I'm not going to agree to anything. He said, good luck with everything.
No.
And I'll see you guys in 2 years for the basic labor agreement.
No.
And I said, yes. And
This
I
is
said
all
to
news to me.
myself,
I had not heard this. This is amazing. Wow.
I said, what just happened? I couldn't believe it. We all looked at each other. Us mayors, it's the third day down there. My wife was on vacation that week. I'm spending a lot of time on this. Wow. And I looked at each other like I thought we were going to be done today and everybody was going to be shaking hands and kissing babies and Merry Christmas and let's get this Mon Valley back on track. It was just the opposite. It was a lot of bitterness and walking away with uncertainty and like, why? Just why?
Well, hold on, man. Tell me why. I can't get this. What the hell happened?
Well, I don't know what the phone call was about, but like I said, McCall and the United Steelworkers and the president, they all work closely together, especially at political times. I mean, there's a lot of backing. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. During an election, our union workers there, we'll help out with the presidency. And then if you get in and we need you to do some things for us, I don't think Nippon had a place at the table. We got them at the table, but they weren't welcomed. I mean, I don't even think they were treated well.
Hold on, though, my man. This is Rich Latanzi, and he cares so much about this thing. And you saw this deal. Man, it's amazing what they're offering, Nippon.
Right, exactly. They gave him everything but the kitchen sink.
And so he turned all that down.
Yeah, they said they wanted a couple guarantees. They wanted a guarantee that no work was going to be sent to the non-union place in Arkansas called Big River.
Yeah. And
they wanted something called force majeure to have some guarantees in that. And Mori from Nippon said, listen, we're partner merging with U.S. Steel. This is just something that no one ever does any guarantees with. But I will tell you this. I'm investing $3 billion in the Mon Valley. Why would I take work elsewhere? And that still wasn't acceptable.
Wow. You got to be angry, man.
Well, like I said, the city of Clairton, 30% of our taxes come from U.S. Steel.
Whoa.
They're such a good community partner. And all the businesses around there, all the vendors, all the contractors, it's a spiral effect. They all rely on that mill, and they keep money generating in Clairton. We were on Act 47 for 29 years.
Wow.
We came out in 2016, and we're making some headway right now. If this deal does not happen,
you're done.
The city of Clairton is done. The whole Mon Valley's done. The whole Mon Valley's dead.
Put a fork in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a total screw job. It just is.
Well, if I had an answer for you, I could say, hey, Morty, I understand what happened and all that, but I think most of us are befuddled. And like I said, a couple of mayors, and I'm not speaking for myself, pretty intelligent gentlemen and ladies, looking at each other like, what just happened? And none of us could wrap our head around it. Like, did something happen that we missed?
So now they have to sue to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think in the lawsuit, I saw some stuff this morning in this Reuters. It's a publication from London.
Yeah, Reuters. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, all the facts are in there, and actually they speak for themselves. And I see 2 or 3 things that kind of people are going to have egg on their face, and I don't know how long it would take, but it's a shame it has to come to this.
I mean, $3 billion of investment, guarantees to produce steel in America, a proposal to grant what they want here, my man, is this Cleveland Cliffs to run this whole thing, and then they'll have a monopoly. Seriously.
That might be true, but like I said, they're only off half the amount of money that Nippon was, And like I said, they weren't willing. I didn't even speak to them. They never even asked for a meeting with us to say, hey, we'd like to meet with the mayors of the Mon Valley. This is what we'd like to do in your town. It's like they don't even want to meet with us. That we got Dave McCall on our team. We don't mean anybody else, and we'll do what we think is needed to be done. But I don't think there's going to be anything done in my town. I think they're just going to, with the limited amount of resources, the money they have, I don't think they could do what Napoleon was going to do.
There's no way. Hey, my man, thanks for calling me yesterday or reaching out. I'm so glad you filled me in on this. I had not heard of this till this morning, till right now.
Well, my sister's a big fan of yours, Marty, and I met you a couple times, and I met your son recently. Me and you both had cancer on our necks at the same time.
Wow.
But anyway, we're both survivors, and God bless you, and keep up the good work. And we need to get this deal done for the city of Clairton, the Mon Valley, and for America.
Hey, man, stay in touch with me on this because I'm not stopping to fight this. We're not going to stop till we win, man. Okay?
I'll keep up with you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Mayor. Wow. I had no idea that went down. Now I'm even angrier.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
It's 2025 and it's time to get your home zero-resified by calling your cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off all services for this month when you call 412-701-1188 or book online anytime at ZeroResPGH.com.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you, and we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you visit urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try some antibiotics and nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Pittsburgh Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Pittsburgh Sinus Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 724-903-8048. 724-903-8048. That's 724-903-8048.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Start the new year off with great savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $2.99 a pound. Premium ripe bananas, 39 cents a pound. And selected varieties of Quaker instant oatmeal, 7.4 to 15-ounce boxes, 2 for $4. Additional savings in our meat department. Bone-in fresh split chicken breast, $2.59 a pound. And farm-raised fresh salmon fillets are $9.99 a pound. In the produce department, large heads of California iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each. And Ruby Frost or Snapdragon apples, 2-pound bags, 2 for $6. In the deli department, plain or garlic Eckert's bologna, $2.99 a pound. In our bakery, fresh baked Italian rolls, 6-count packages, $5 each. And this week, selected varieties of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cups, 10-count packages, $4.99 each.
Hey, so what are you waiting for? Get into Coons Market and start the new year off with great savings. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Biden signing a law that raises Social Security payments for 3 million firefighters, teachers, garbage men, and other current and former public service employees. These are people who previously received limited Social Security benefits because they also already received pensions. On Wall Street, stocks kicking off the new week to the upside thanks to a rally in the tech sector, especially AI chip makers. And after President-elect Trump said his tariff policy plans will not be pared back. Right now, that's got the Dow up 0.75%, back above 43,000. The Nasdaq up 1 3/4%, and the S&P back above 6,000, up 1 1/4%. And the big gainer today, shares of Fubo TV. Right this hour, they are up 230%, more than doubling, as that company nears a deal with Disney to combine its streaming TV business with Disney-owned Hulu Plus Live. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Communities in this area struggle so much. You heard the mayor of Clearton. I mean, you hear what he said? Man. 30% of their tax base comes from that mill. If that mill shuts down, Clearton's done. They were under Act 47 guidance for, what do you say, 29 years? These people give it to him, too. And to imagine he had to hear this from Dave McCall, the U.S. Steel president, to hell with you. See you guys. Bye. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. And these mayors in these towns, man, they don't get the big bucks. They just take on the heavy burden. The mayor of Washington, PA, Jojo Burgess, and I went to war to save their hospital. Remember this? One of the coolest guys I've ever met or talked to on the air. And now here we are again, trying to save U.S. Steel. Mayor, how are you?
How you doing, Marty? Hey, let me apologize, first of all, for being a little late. I have babysitting duty today, too, because everything was closed. So guess what? I'm daycare today.
Good for you, man. Family first, brother.
Absolutely.
Man, this gets old for you, man. You're always trying to just do the right thing, and no one seems to give a damn, especially in this case. It irritates me to no end, this Dave McCall position. Does it not, sir?
Here's what's irritating to me is I've been dealing with this since back in April. And one of the, I've been dealing with the Valley mayors throughout different civic events. And back in April, I reached out to the district director of the steelworkers and said, hey, listen, this deal, we need to start talking to these mayors, these local elected officials, get a meeting together and explain to them what's going on. That didn't happen until December, whenever, everything got already discombobulated and everything like that.
Wow.
The line of communication is horrible.
Wow.
I work at Clairton.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a steel worker at U.S. Steel Clairton.
Wow.
And I can tell you that, irregardless of what people say, the membership is split.
Oh, it is.
And they're split because they're worried about their jobs. They don't know who's telling them the truth. They don't know where it's just like two kids, one of the parents are fighting or something like that. We just want to know if we're going to have jobs or not. And for me, it's disheartening because as far back as April, I was trying to get something done.
Wow. So I had Mori on from Nippon for a half hour this morning.
Yes, I heard that.
He lays it out, man. I'm with him.
He puts up a very compelling argument and things, but I will say this and to caution some things, because there's some things in some of the agreements that limit some of the union's rights as we're accustomed to being able to maneuver. But again, it's nothing that we can't get into the table and talk about.
Wow.
I'm in Washington, PA.
Yeah.
I sit in the county seat of Washington County. We just went through something like this 4 months ago.
Oh, hell yeah. Me and you, man, with the hospital.
No. You're missing a whole other thing. Down in Charleroi, they lost a Corning plant down there.
Oh, they did, yeah.
And let me tell you something that really bothers me with that. Back whenever that was going down, Senator Cameron Bartolotta called me and says, I know you're a steel worker. You guys got to do something. And I called the district director again and said, hey, listen, state senator's calling me. I'm not sure what's all going on down there, but we got to get something done.
Yeah.
And the answer was, well, we got a meeting with them on Wednesday. Well, the Wednesday meeting was, we're closing the doors.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't know what the complacency is in talking to members and understanding where we're coming from. And people are afraid. People are afraid. And just like I did with the hospital, I got pushback, because you're going against whoever. I don't mind pushback if I'm doing the right thing.
No, I agree, yeah.
The question, there's two questions that members are saying. Number one, if not Nippon, who?
There's no who. There is no who, man. It's Nippon or go home, brother. Sorry.
Everyone's pivoting to Cleveland Cliffs.
They don't have the money, man.
It's not just that.
And they'll have a monopoly.
Cleveland Cliffs just took 400 jobs away from Weirton, West Virginia, which is right down the road from me.
Wow.
They just shut a plant down there.
Wow.
So how do you feel comfortable with saying, if that is the playing partner, how are you comfortable with that when 30 minutes from me, there's 400 more people out of jobs?
It's unbelievable, Mayor.
And that's kind of why, I haven't taken a position yet on this.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because I haven't heard from my leadership in the steelworkers.
Well, you know where your heart is, man.
Someone reached out to me and says, you know what? You have direct access to them. When I used that access, it fell on deaf ears and no one returned my call.
Wow. Well, I always return your calls. I love you, my man. You're the best.
Hey, listen, I trust everything that you're doing. If I didn't, I wouldn't bother with you. So I love you, man.
All right, man. I'm all in. Whatever you need, you let me know. Just text me and we'll go, all right?
Hey, I'm telling you now, I'm getting ready to leave my house right now to go down into the valley again. We're going to be meeting with Mr. Mori and the other valley mayors. I'm going to support my local elected officials, especially whenever I feel that they're being ignored and not being taken seriously, because it affects not just Pittsburgh and the Mon Valley. It affects the whole region. We're talking about 6,000 jobs that would devastate this whole region if they go away. So we got to figure out what's best for us moving forward.
Mayor, you tell me and I'll go. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
He's a fantastic, fantastic man.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What are your plans this winter? Snowy walk in the park? Curl up by the fire with a nice book? Get stuck in the hospital with COVID-19? If that last one isn't in your plans, and surely it's not, then consider getting an updated vaccine. Because if you're 65 or older, you're 14 times more likely to be hospitalized with COVID-19 than someone under 50. So get your updated vaccine and make the most of this winter. Risk less. Do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Life-changing medicine is happening every day at UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute. We have the luxury to be bold, to continue to be pioneers in the world for innovative heart care.
We are the place of discovery. Literally, the world experts in cardiac care are in this institution.
By combining technology, research, and the latest innovations, patients from all over the world come to UPMC.
Because of the expertise that exists here at UPMC, it allows us to take on patients that have been turned down at other centers.
We offer unique heart procedures that you cannot get anywhere else.
One of our founding mantras is that compassion has to be at the forefront of everything that we do.
From leading the region in cardiac procedures to being the only center in the state to offer integrated women's health and heart care, UPMC is pioneering life-changing cardiac care every day. Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to learn more.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 23 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. An Aliquippa man is wanted for a shooting early Sunday at a bar. State police looking for 30-year-old Tricardi Gooseby in connection with the shooting of 32-year-old Jerry L. Gooseby at Kendrew's Lounge in Aliquippa. Investigators say the two were arguing around midnight when the shooting happened. Police say Tricardi Gooseby has fled the scene. An elderly man is hospitalized after being hit by a salt truck in Westmoreland County. State police say the 74-year-old victim was hit in the parking lot of the UPMC Orthopedic Center on Pellis Road in Hempville Township. No word on his condition. 4 years ago today, President-elect Donald Trump delivered a speech denying his 2020 defeat, followed by an assault on the Capitol. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the details.
Nearly 1,600 people have been charged for their roles in the January 6th attack, with 1,000 who pleaded guilty. Trump has pledged to pardon the rioters, but hasn't said if it would be all or just some.
They should immediately be released, immediately, the J6 hostages.
President Joe Biden urged Americans on Sunday to never forget the January 6, 2021 attack on their democracy and to not allow the history of that day to be rewritten. And Congress will officially certify the results of the November election today. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Feeling under the weather lately? You're not alone. The CDC says emergency visits with flu are very high nationwide. UPMC Chief Medical Officer Dr. Don Yealy tells Marty Griffin on the Big K Morning Show he's seeing an uptick in flu cases in the ER.
We are seeing many people not only seek care for influenza or influenza-like symptoms in the emergency departments, but also our urgent care, our online capabilities, our telehealth capabilities, and our primary care offices. It is around. This time of year is very severe.
The CDC quotes numbers as high as 25,000 deaths a year from the flu. Dr. Yealy says that's in a good year. The One Incline is back in service after a door issue shut it down earlier this morning. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 143 points. The NASDAQ is up 274. The S&P 500 is up 52. KDK Sports, it will be the Steelers and Ravens Saturday night at 8 o'clock in Baltimore. The Steelers will be trying to snap a 4-game losing streak and a 7-year playoff win drought. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Cloudy and 23 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hello, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I've been a financial advisor for over 20 years, but this wasn't my first career. In a previous life, I was a PGA golf professional involved in building Nevillewood, where I played the opening round with Jack Nicklaus, a dream come true. Years later, while in my 40s and working at another golf course, I suddenly lost my job. I had 2 kids in college and I was scared. With the encouragement of my wife Barb and the help of good friends, I embarked on a new career in finance. It was humbling, but in time and with hard work, I became successful in my life's new chapter. Today, I'm a certified financial planner professional and work with my daughter Sarah and son Lester at Botkin Family Wealth Management. The day we opened the doors to our business is one of the best in my life. Dreams change, for me and maybe for you. Let us help you navigate the changes. Visit us at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Intermittent light snow for the rest of today with additional accumulations of an inch or less. Watch for slippery spots the rest of the day. High 28. Breezy and cold tonight with a couple of snow showers, low 19. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
There is treatment for neuropathy. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla. At Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine, we treat neuropathy patients daily. No drugs, no surgery, just relief. Call 724-224-2224 for a free consultation in our Sarver or Brackenridge locations.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I pay attention to a lot of the news even when I'm on vacation, and how could I ignore this ISIS-inspired terror attack in New Orleans? We're going to talk to the family tomorrow, the Cannonsburg family, whose the father has been paralyzed from his waist down for 20 years, was in a wheelchair and run over in New Orleans early New Year's Day. 14 dead, dozens injured. After this, Army veteran Jabbar drove this pickup through the crowd on Bourbon Street. And then I see this, and I thought about my one of my closest friends, Ron Layton, served 4 presidents, one of the premier experts on security in the world, quite frankly. So I hear Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas warns in an interview Sunday. This is yesterday. There's a very difficult threat landscape in the wake of the New Orleans truck attack. It's amazing. Republican Michael McCall, Congressman, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, notes the resurgence in the Middle East of ISIS. How about that? The extremist group, which the New Orleans suspect said he was inspired by. How about that? Ron Layton, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Marty, good afternoon. Thanks for having me back on KDKA.
I hate to say that you told me so, but you did. You've been seeing this threat level increase for years, and it's happening more and more, is it not, sir?
Well, it is, and I think one of the things that we've learned, particularly in the last 20, 25 years, is that something happens and then we go backwards and we take a look at what happened and then how do we stop the next one. And if that's the metric, we've not really been all that successful.
No.
So primarily, you look at the reasons why. Why does it seem like we've got guys with military backgrounds? Why are people seemingly being able to get away with these things?
Yep.
And one of the things that I told you before, we are still dealing with people who they kind of have a quartet of symptoms. They've got some element of mental illness. They've got some element of domestic issues, meaning they're in the middle of a divorce or something like that.
True.
Finances, and also they've lost their job. Like that thing altogether makes people incredibly vulnerable to other messages. But here's the other issue, Marty. We've seen this. Technology outpaces detection. And so that means when somebody gets on social media and they start, talking in a way that is inflammatory as hell, well, we don't catch up to that until afterwards. And then somebody says, well, why weren't you looking at this? Well, half the time you need legal process to do that. And now everybody has a phone. We've seen an increased use of, let's just say, harsh political rhetoric. There are just simply not enough enforcers around to be able to do this. And then you end up saying, well, maybe can we do it with technology? Well, obviously not. So right now there are 10,000 open domestic terrorism cases that the FBI has.
What?
That's an increase of about 350% over the last 10 years.
That's amazing.
So that's why people like me have kind of been saying, hey, fellas, this is getting worse.
Wow. You pointed out something. Because we talk about these rando attacks, we can even throw the execution of the healthcare executive into this. Random guy shows up, boom, disappears into the cracks. Then you have the Cybertruck explosion in Nevada. Then you have the incident along Bourbon Street. These rando attacks by unstable people. You even have a bigger concern regarding, okay, that's bad enough, but you have a deep concern about a highly organized, highly trained group that could be out there right now fixing to do something, as we say in the South, fixing to do something heinous, right?
No, that's among my primary concerns. Most of the time, if you think about it, we've not really seen the highly motivated, organized group with training and tactics and tradecraft. You know when we saw that last?
9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
And look what happened there.
Yep.
So the point is that we really, while these incidents they're horrible, they are horrific.
They are, sir.
This is pretty low-tech stuff with actors who are fairly, incompetent. We're still dealing with the C team or the JV here.
Right.
So we see time and again, and we're starting to use this language, Marty. This could have been worse.
Yeah.
So the guy in New Orleans, he didn't know how to burn his own house down. He also doesn't know and understand sequencing and detonation processes.
He didn't. He left two bombs in coolers that never detonated. Go ahead.
Exactly. So the point is, we're not really dealing with professionals. Again, it's that quartet. It's the mental illness, loss of job, out of money, and domestic difficulty. But these are in no way are these professionals. Now, the guy in the Cybertruck is a different matter.
What is that matter, though? He does have the training. He does have the background. But he could have done more. He couldn't even blow up not to be rude here, he couldn't even really blow up the truck.
Well, he couldn't. So this goes to a deeper issue.
Yeah.
So we in my community, in cop community, in law enforcement world, we lose about 200 people a year to suicide.
Wow.
The military loses about 6,200
wow.
to suicide. So the point is, this is clearly a group of people. They're not getting the help that they deserve.
Jesus.
And so clearly for the Cybertruck guy, a guy who is a Green Beret and a special ops guy is very, very different than a guy who is certainly jihadist inspired than the guy in New Orleans. They're just different people. I know people are looking for a link.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly seeing it yet, but they're very, very different people, different motivations, different kinds of mental illness, and I just think they're different guys.
The ISIS connection in New Orleans, Isn't this just a rando guy who kind of thought he wanted to be in ISIS, or do you think they had some level of input here, sir?
Okay, so that's a good question, Marty. First of all, there's a difference between a lone actor and a lone wolf. There's also a difference between someone who is directed by ISIS and somebody who is inspired.
Nice.
Directed by ISIS gets your country invaded. Inspired gets us what we're doing now. How the hell are we going to stop somebody in a Ford F-150 truck in the bollards didn't work? By the way, I would be shocked if the guy in New Orleans was not a subscriber to, that technique that he used. This is an old technique that's been used all around the world, and it's an ISIS technique.
It is.
And it just, he likely, he likely what he did was he was a subscriber to one of these magazines like Inspire. Inspire was a magazine that's basically a low-tech terrorist instruction manual. And the most infamous article was how to build a bomb in the kitchen of your mom.
Wow.
It's all of the low-tech stuff about how to kill people. And so that's what we're still seeing. We're seeing these low-level players that, they kill, as many people as they can. But again, these are not the guys that are using high-tech means to kill masses of people.
Can you hang them?
I sure can.
That's important stuff. Because the greatest fear is another 9/11, that there are groups right now organizing something horribly terrible, horribly destructive soon.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Uh-huh.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. New year, and I need, and maybe you need, new windows. We got this big picture window we've got my friends at Universal Windows Direct taking a look at. They're the best windows. They're draft-free, the best insulation, the best pricing. Amazing. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Get it? It's absolutely fantastic. And 36 months of no-interest financing. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct. Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical. F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L. It works.
We know you're uncertain about psychics. Is this fortune teller you found on the forum legit?
Your one true love is... me!
That's why California psychics reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's hear this tiger purr, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 10% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to move better? Do you want to decrease your meds? Do you want to have more self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence? Then why not? Let's do it. I'm Dr. Bridget Chufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. You've heard my voice now for over 26 years. I'll be your partner. Make it easy, possible. We live in Pittsburgh. We'll be living the next few months in the cold. Let's make this time our time for improving ourselves and emerge a brand new person. Give me a call at 1-800-900-THIN.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The case in Vegas is unbelievable to me. Special Forces guy blows up himself, kills himself first, according to the ME's office, and then his car blows up. Doesn't really blow up. Ron, that's kind of a question a lot of people have asked me. He's Green Beret, he knows explosives. Did he really want to blow up that truck and hurt people, or was he just trying to kill himself and send a message? Do you know? Do you have a feel?
I mean, obviously none of us know, but you're talking about a guy that's got a significant amount of training, a combat veteran. I do think if he wanted to hurt a lot more people, he'd have done it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
You mentioned that the FBI has 10,000 terror cases?
Yeah, they're open domestic terrorism cases. The thing to look at is not only the sheer number, and the FBI is pretty big. They're, 38,000 people, probably 13,000, 14,000 special agents. They have a large portfolio. Wow. They do lots and lots of work that doesn't necessarily have to do. I mean, they do white collar work. Yeah. They do violent crime. They do cyber work. I mean, in kind of a way, Secret Service does a lot of stuff people don't realize. But the FBI, they have the lead for domestic terrorism. But the point is that of those 10,000 cases, that is a significant surge in uptick in these kinds of matters. 350% over the last 10 years.
Why, though? So why do you see that?
Well, it's hard to say. I would tell you this, and it's just Ron's opinion. Yeah. If you look at threat is capability plus intent. That's what it means in intelligence world. So there are lots of people who intend to hurt this country. But the capability piece has been always the piece that's been, it's kind of hard. Look, I'd like to do something to you, but it's difficult because I don't have the money, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. I've said this to you before. What is available right now in terms of technology would have been highly classified 25 years ago.
Give me an example.
I got 30,000 drones.
Oh.
For $30,000, for $30,000, I could have my own private Air Force. And we haven't seen this yet, but it's coming because it's, I told you earlier, technology outpaces detection. We're just getting to the point where we can see these. Taking the drone down is difficult. But drones, I worked drones when I was at the White House. They are a major, major problem because they're very easy to assemble. They're very easy to get an array of. So in other words, if you want to fly 50 or 100 drones, 50 or 100 drones will likely overwhelm almost any detection and mitigation system that we have outside of what the United States military does. So that's an example of saying, some terrorist organization can go out and assemble their own Air Force for $30,000.
Wow.
And remember, these things can carry a payload. They can dive bomb you. They can do all kinds of things, and you can't stop it. But that's just one example. But the point is, it's capability plus intent. The capabilities of the threat actors now have access to technology at a much lower price point. So that means the kid, and you pick wherever in the world, that kid can have an iPhone that is incredibly capable, and probably somebody give it to him for free. Again, all of these technologies were not available outside of the purview of nation states for 20 years. And now all of a sudden, everyone has this ability. That's why it's gone up.
And the anger level has gone up, and it's fueled by social media and the internet. There's so much rage out there. You can just find where you want to find your rage and fan your own personal flames by using other people's anger.
The internet is the primary modality of recruitment for ISIS, period.
Wow. It's amazing.
Period. That's what they do. It's cheap, it's hard to detect, and it's actually very effective. They just put out another English-only magazine. So the point is, they are very, very good at social media. So it's Marty, it's never one thing. It's the collection of these things. And you say, why is it 10,000 cases? It's everything that I said and more.
Ron Layton. But by the way, so people know this, you're not some freaked out, paranoid guy. You don't live in that world. You're just a guy who deals in realistic behavior of what's happening in the world today, right?
No, I worked domestic terrorism when I was a young agent, loaned out to the FBI for a couple of years. I was a chief intelligence officer at the Secret Service. I've seen the uptick in the trajectory of technologies that, in the wrong hands, you're mixing evil and technology, and it's a bad outcome. I'm just an observer. That's all.
I don't know what the hell we're supposed to do, Ron, to wrap our arms around it. Do you?
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, there are a number of things that we can do, but we're limited. Some of it, quite frankly, is legislation. In order to look in some of these social media accounts, you need a search warrant for all of that stuff. If it's not open source, I mean, the lens of being able to look into social media is a big, big indicator of what someone may or may not do. So that's a start.
Ron Layton, thanks, brother.
Marty, thanks, and be well.
Appreciate you. Scares the hell out of me. I am in awe of his intellect and his capability to communicate greatness. I had no idea there were 10,000 domestic terror cases and the load level has increased 350%. And what he's saying about drones is spot the hell on. I mean, that's how the Ukraine is stating this war. I mean, they got guys building these things in bunkers and putting bombs on them and blowing up tanks, Russian tanks. I mean, it's frightening. And when you have that combination of skill level, someone in the military, i.e. the explosion in Vegas, the Cybertruck explosion, or the background of the terror attack in Bourbon Street, a military background as well, then you have a level of training that most people don't have. And it's actually daunting. And to imagine that there are groups out there right now training to destroy us is something that you have to be aware of all the time. You don't live in fear, but it sure is something you think about as we trace the footsteps of these killers and folks who want to hurt us with terror. Ron nails it, too, when he says that the technology outpaces anything that we can find out. You watch a young man in his backyard with a drone. You can arm that, launch it from your backyard on your cell phone, and fly it into a building from your backyard. You can. And it's cool, but it's also daunting, and it's also nerve-wracking, and it's also frightening. And we see these attacks as they increase in number. Year after year after year. As Moron said, the number of cases has increased by 350%. I don't quite know how the hell, as a country, we're supposed to wrap our arms around all that. But we got to do better. We got to do better. All right, folks, we'll be back.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Guys.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. For a few months now, you've heard me sing the praises of CNS Cousins Construction. 3 local guys, Sam, Steve, Calvin. They want me to let you know that they keep working through the winter months. They really do. So if you're considering replacing windows, doors, decks, everything from the top of your house to the patio, call them now. From planning and design to construction, they're the best. CNS Cousins Construction, 989-268-7467. 989-268-7467. Hey, folks, it's Marty. New year, and I need, and maybe you need, new windows. We got this big picture window that we've got my friends at Universal Windows Direct taking a look at. They're the best windows. They're draft-free, the best installation, the best pricing. Amazing. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Get it? It's absolutely fantastic. And 36 months of no interest financing. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 23 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. More local reaction to President Biden's last week announcing his plan to block the potential deal between Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel. Don Smith, president of RIDC, a private nonprofit economic development organization, calling it a terrible decision for southwestern Pennsylvania.
You know, preserving U.S. Steel and the Mon Valley Works, the Coke Works and the 2 plants, is absolutely essential to our regional economy. There are thousands of direct jobs there, and so if that set of plants were to close, it would be a devastating blow to an economy that's already not growing fast enough.
Tells the Big K Morning Show that the $1 billion that Nippon was pledging to invest in the Mon Valley would ensure that it would remain open and competitive for decades to come. City Controller Rachel Heisler says her office is working with unions to look of ways to closing a $30 million gap she sees in the city's budget. On the Big K Morning Show, Heisler said one of the big reasons why the city doesn't have as much money to spend is the loss of federal COVID relief funds.
President Biden and Congress passed federal relief after post-pandemic. The city received $335 million, and that money, OMB, congratulations if anyone's listening, encumbered all of that money, but it was all encumbered by the end of last year.
The Comptroller's office says they haven't heard back from the unions that they've been in operational improvements to cut down on overtime costs. 2 groups of cadets did just graduate from the police academy, and once they finish their 3-month-long field training, they'll be ready to hit the streets. 4 years ago today, President-elect Donald Trump delivered a speech denying his 2020 defeat, followed by an assault on the Capitol. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the details.
Nearly 1,600 people have been charged for their roles in the January 6th attack, with 1,000 who pleaded guilty. Trump has pledged to pardon the rioters, but hasn't said if it would be all or just some.
They should immediately be released, the J6 hostages.
President Joe Biden urged Americans on Sunday to never forget the January 6, 2021 attack on their democracy and to not allow the history of that day to be rewritten. And Congress will officially certify the results of the November election today. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 163 points. The Nasdaq up 291. The S&P 500 is up 54 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Hey, this is Lisa from Nest Expressions Window Fashions. As we all expected, Nest Expressions has grown out of its old gallery in less than 3 years, and I have built Pittsburgh's one and only state-of-the-art Hunter Douglas Galleries. 2015 Village Run Road is where you'll exclusively find the newest shades, shutters, and blinds from Hunter Douglas. And don't forget, I have the most passion in Pittsburgh for draperies. So call 724-933-5500 or simply nestexpressions.com.
Want to live a happier, healthier, pain-free life? Healing begins in New Kensington at the Optulux Wellness Center. Suffering from back pain, migraines, or injuries? Looking for prenatal care or massage therapy? For over 30 years, Dr. Ron Festa has led a team of specialists. Call Optulux Wellness Center for a no-obligation consultation. 724-335-5210. Or visit OptuluxWellness.com. Slow the aging. Stop the pain at Optulux Wellness Center.
Attention.
If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 412-754-7936. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 412-754-7936. That's 412-754-7936.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory remains in effect until 7 this evening. The rest of today, cloudy with intermittent light snow. Additional accumulation of an inch or less, the high 28. Untreated surfaces will remain quite slippery. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. We'll have the latest with the AccuWeather forecast and new information on Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel you won't want to miss on the Big K Morning Show.
I love that Nippon's fighting back, saying screw you to the United Steelworkers president. I love that. I was actually surprised to hear their big shot on the air with us here this morning, Mr. Mori, say, no, we're never leaving. That was kind of cool. Good for him. Is that her? All right. I want to grab Heaven.
It's me, Marty.
Hi, Heaven. How are you?
My dad. I'm good. How are you?
Your family has been through so much. How's your father doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I sat on the edge of my bed this morning. I was feeling good.
Oh, wow. It's you, sir. It's Marty Griffin.
How are you?
Great. In fact, the reason why I was calling your wonderful daughter, and she is amazing. You have to be so much more in love even than you were before with your kids because how committed they are to helping you. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, she loves it.
She's a fighter. What did her post say this morning? They're calling her a 5 feet of fire.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with her. Trust me. That's why I'm glad she's handling everything. So. My wife handed everything over to her, and she don't care.
So our listeners haven't heard your story. Tell our listeners what happened on New Year's.
Well, honestly, now that I got to hear a little bit more, because whenever I was going down the street, all I had initially heard was a noise that the people all around me, when we all heard a noise, we all kind of looked at each other like, what the hell was that noise?
Oh, wow.
And finally, my wife had played some video clips. I think it was last night, and that was the electric vehicle making its way conveniently around the police vehicle and pushing the pedal to the metal, and that electric engine firing up and squealing on the squealing tire basically and flying down the road. And I saw people jumping off the road onto the sidewalk. I still haven't seen it get to as far as me, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. But it hit me. It must have hit me below my knees because I did not break my knees. It broke every bone below my knees and every bone from my knees to my hip. And it threw me out of the back of my wheelchair onto my face. And I was awake from that point till they put the mask on in surgery. They're basically laying on the ground. I was staring at the truck that hit me, and I could not put two and two together. I was just wondering why I was on the ground and why I was broken. My legs were broken. I had asked people, multiple cops were around me. I asked them, when finally somebody came over me, if it was a terrorist attack, and they kept just saying that I was lucky to be alive, and they were trying to figure it out. And until we got into the ambulance, that was the first time that there was gunfire while I was laying on the ground.
Wow.
And I felt safe from the gunfire because I was on the ground. I was kind of wondering if I was on. When it happened, I had really no idea why the hell I was on the ground. And why
I can't imagine you would, sir.
If I would have remembered the actual truck hitting me, and I saw it hitting me, and if I could have realized that I had just been hit by a truck, then I think I would have realized that why the hell did someone just run into me with the truck, and I'd be like, what the hell is going on? And then the gunfire would have been like, well, I guess the truck wasn't good enough to get me. I don't know what the hell I thought.
This is Jeremy Sensky. So people know this. You've been paralyzed from the waist down, sir, for 19 years?
Yeah, since 1999, I was in a drunk driving accident in 84 PA.
And so you were in New Orleans. Is it true you were having a pizza? Give me kind of what happened before. What were you doing right before this happened?
So we had just celebrated New Year's, and me and my friends ate pizza, and I was on my way back to my wife and my daughter, and I was on the way back to the hotel we were staying at. It was right off Canal Street on Magazine Street. And I was just making my way back home. That's basically all. And just didn't work out right.
Wow. And now that you understand the scope of the mass of death and the terror, is it tough to manage that, sir, in your head? That someone would do this to people?
I know it feels funny because I'm like sound like a little bit humorous. I'm a little bit happy today. But I'm happy because I got to sit up and I feel like I'm closer to getting out of here. We've all watched the news since 9/11, so we know that this stuff happens all over the world.
Yeah.
And you never think about it happening to you. I mean, obviously people are going to always say that. And you see the governor of Louisiana, and he spoke to all the victims, and knowing he never spoke to me, he says a lying piece of shit, basically.
You're on the radio.
And I'm just the whole thing where they don't understand why anyone would target New Orleans and Bourbon Street in particular.
Right.
It's like there's a lot of stupidity going on and a lot of playing dumb.
I'm told, were you actually laying beside the truck? Were you laying beside the truck when they killed the guy?
Yes. I heard they walked over to the truck and they said his brains are on the dashboard.
Wow.
And they said another cop told him to get away from the truck because there might be explosives. And I actually said to him, what the hell? I said, you guys got to get me away from the truck because now the damn thing might be blown up. The whole time I couldn't understand why they wouldn't get me away from the truck, but there was so much going on. They were afraid of explosives. There was so many people around the truck that were hit that I couldn't see anybody else but myself. So I didn't know that anyone else had been hurt. So I was kind of looking out for myself the whole time.
Did you realize the serious nature of your injuries?
I mean, my legs were like flopping all over my chest. I honestly just thought that I had broken my legs. But being paralyzed kind of helped me. Like when they took me to the hospital, they actually cut the bones and were screwing the bones back together while I was like watching.
What?
Yeah, because I couldn't feel them.
Right,
so,
right.
And that was kind of like if I could feel anything that happened to me right now, I'd probably. It poses a whole nother set of problems, but it definitely worked to my advantage.
It's hard to say that you were lucky, though, right? In a way, but you could be dead.
It's kind of weird because it's the weirdest thing because my luck is different from other people's luck, obviously. Because I don't get to walk away from this, and I didn't get to walk away from the last time that I have an accident, but I'm alive, and being alive is definitely being lucky, I guess. Man, people don't understand that. Just the people that complain about the stupidest shit every day, they don't understand that sometimes being alive should just be enough, man.
You want to thank the people of this region that have donated a lot of money. We're going to help them to donate more. They've been wonderful.
I'm happy that everybody's doing what they can. I don't want them to feel like they're helping me with like any kind of pain and suffering, because I do hope that eventually this city will compensate me for that. But I am going to definitely have some expenses that are going to call up.
I would assume, Jeremy, that you're going to sue. I would assume, right?
Yeah, and it's just I feel weird taking people's money, put it that way. I don't like it, but I mean, obviously, if me and my wife are going to be bitching at each other about money for a while now,
I get it.
If I don't agree with it, she's going to tell me, oh, so literally.
My man, I got to tell you, I love your sense of humor, by the way. I love your friggin' sense of humor. You're amazing. Wow.
Well, I've had a few days to look at things. Watching the news yesterday, it was a bad day yesterday. I got to talk to some of my best friends on the phone, and hearing their voice and them hearing my voice definitely helped me heal a little bit inside my head.
How long could you be there in the hospital? When will you be able to leave?
Honestly, they're not giving me like a period of time. I'm hoping it. I mean, I'm not sure. Hopefully I can get out in a couple of days. I'm heading south, man. I'm not going back up there. It's cold up there.
You're the best.
I'm waiting for the Steelers to win this freaking first playoff win against Baltimore. I mean, I can't believe they lost against Cincinnati. They could have won.
It's horrible.
Making me nauseous. But you do know that Joe Burrow was their man down here. So the whole time I'm in the hospital, I had to they're like watching me cheer against Cincinnati. So they definitely didn't dig up it.
I love you. You're amazing.
But you know what though? I'm getting into the LSU culture down here. These people are good people down here.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think people even can ever understand what sports does to communities, and the way that a sports team can lift communities off the ground and give people so much hope. Like the Saints almost beat the Buccaneers, which they really had no chance of doing, but they almost pulled it out.
Hey, you tell that 5-foot ball of feet of fire, whatever the hell they're calling her, she's amazing. Your daughter.
Yeah, I will.
I will call her later, and we're going to talk to you again, but we're going to drive folks to this site and get you back in shape. I love your sense of humor, man. I love your attitude. I love the fact that we could talk to you. Thank you, my man.
Yep.
Hang in there, brother.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, see you. It's an amazing story.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
People often ask us, what's the most important part of running a successful business? And our answer is family.
Hi, John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 45 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're not just a customer. We treat you like family. We take the time to understand your needs and help you find the perfect windows for you and your home. Like our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows.
They're the strongest, longest lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
And right now, you can save 20% plus get no interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Join our family of satisfied customers.
So stop by one of our showrooms or visit us on the web at metropolitanwindows.com.
Or give us a call at 412-655-8411. PA 1565.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you visit urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know, let's try some antibiotics and nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Pittsburgh Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Pittsburgh Sinus Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 724-903-8048. 724-903-8048. That's 724-903-8048.
It's 2025, and it's time to get your home zero-resified by calling your cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off all services for this month when you call 412-701-1188 or book online anytime at ZeroResPGH.com.
Hey, it's Marty. I go back 20 years with Phil DeVicente, one of the best lawyers in the country and one of my close friends. And, I mean, they handle unbelievable cases, fraud, criminal cases, big-time product liability and medical malpractice cases, the experts. And Phil gets it right. We have been using him on air for nearly 20 years. GetPhil.com, 800-438-7445.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
It's the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Every Friday at 6, we bring you the best players, the best sounds of the game, and the best matchups in the WPIAL. This week,
it's up to you to vote on the Game of the Week at KDKRadio.com.
Presented by Coons Quality Foods, the official store of high school basketball. Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine, official sports medicine of high school basketball. Tobacco-free Adagio Health. And brought to you by Parmar Stores. If there isn't a Parmar store near you, there will be soon. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Nippon Steel Corp and U.S. Steel today filed 2 lawsuits. One seeking to overturn President Biden's block on Friday of their $14.9 billion planned acquisition, and the other against Cleveland Cliffs CEO Lourenco Goncalves, and United Steelworkers International President David McCall. The first lawsuit in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia alleges Biden didn't follow the law and played politics with the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, or CFIUS, violating the company's rights to due process and a fair review of the deal and its implication on national security. They asked the court to set aside the CFIUS report, order a new one, and block Biden's order stopping the transaction from taking place. Also, Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney on Friday announced it's starting a new year with a major expansion. Buchanan said 17 lawyers and 6 professional staff are coming on board in Chicago, a new metro for Pittsburgh's 3rd largest law firm, and New York, where Buchanan has had an office for more than 2 decades. 9 of the lawyers are shareholders. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
First of all, I apologize. My man swore 3 times. I hope we dumped all those. I apologize. It's live radio. We have a dump switch. I think we've got them all. But he's very emotional, and I don't blame him. I'd be swearing, too. That was Jeremy Sensky. He was run over in that terror attack. Wow. Billy Sawyer, who's my man, sent me this picture. So, there's a picture of the pickup truck where they shot and killed the suspect, the terrorist. And Bill circled, maybe the cops circled it. And the whole pickup truck is riddled with bullet holes. And then right beside the right rear tire, and I mean right beside it, I mean it's a foot, is the wheelchair. Which, in other words, what he was saying, and really the reason why I asked him is because Bill pointed out to me that he was laying beside the truck when the cops had the shootout. He could hear them. He could hear the gunshots. This is what he's living. Man. And they also say that they think that the wheelchair kind of slowed the truck down a bit. Weighs 350 pounds. He has a new wheelchair. I'm going to talk to his daughter tomorrow. We want to help with the GoFundMe issue. I put that on my Facebook page, and we'll put it on X. They're going to need a lot of money for him to get back to semi-normal. By the way, I've been around a lot of horrifying things in my career. A lot. Not bragging, just saying. I've seen a significant amount of dead bodies and families destroyed, and I've never heard a guy that positive. And God bless his daughter. She made this post this morning because she's a fighter, man. She made this post this morning that her hospital name is 5 Feet of Fire because she's in there raising hell for daddy. I love that. I sent her a text just now. I said, wow, your dad loves you. She says, I hope so. I guess I'm being an idiot, but it's just nice to hear that guy laughing. He said his legs were up on his chest, like they were in pieces. And because he's paralyzed, and I didn't think of this, he doesn't feel pain. So he's watching them kind of put him back together, like Humpty Dumpty. Not being disrespectful. Whew! Talk about a journey. And they've got to sue New Orleans. They were negligent. I mean, I ain't no lawyer, but they screw this up 1,000 different ways. If you've ever been to New Orleans, and I'm not an expert, it's a place that isn't exactly what you would call buttoned up. All right? My man Colin is next.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Brought to you by ServiceMaster of Greater Pittsburgh. Demand the yellow van. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
When you buy appliances, they break. It's just the truth. Check this out. Voss TV and Appliance. They have their own crews, their own folks, techs that fix this stuff, and they're magnificent. Here's the other thing about Voss. Our dishwasher broke. They got a new dishwasher in our house within a week and a half. In this marketplace, in crazy weather,